We welcome you back for the bottom of the first, and I want to touch up a little bit more on that 16-run explosion by the Newport Gulls offense yesterday. You take a closer look at the numbers. They had 16 hits, 3 long balls, 2 of those courtesy of Ryan Novak, one of them from Caden Cloud, who makes his first start in a Newport uniform at home here tonight. And if you're the Gulls, obviously scoring 16 runs isn't exactly sustainable, but what are some keys to success that Newport could use to help put up some high offensive numbers once again?
It's cliche, but you got to limit the strikeouts. That's been an issue with Newport this season. 3 games in, they'd struck out, I think, 35 times. Even last night, they struck out 10 times. You'd like to get that a little lower if possible, but you can't really poke that many holes in a 16-run performance, can you, Harry? It's just limiting the strikeouts, putting up competitive at-bats. Again, I know it's stereotypical, but we saw Newport struggle with that the first 3-4 games of the season.
They did strike out double-digit times last night, as you alluded to. 4 out of their 5 games, it's been double-digit Ks, but Devin Zyrus has been phenomenal. A 4-hit outing last night. All 4 singles, but in his 5th AB, a deep fly out to left field that had a chance at leaving the ballpark. So Max Weber, the 6'8" right-hander from Division II Felicia, gets the start. He's gone 2 innings pitched so far this season. No walks, 2 hits, 2 Ks. And I'm sure the Mountaineers in a similar situation will begin to see pitchers getting a little bit more of a leash early in the season.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something talking with head coach Kevin Smith is when you look at the pitching staff in summer ball, you might think, hey, my first outing was okay, but you're going to improve each time out. That's what you're here to do. You're here to develop. And Max Weber, a guy that, has bigger aspirations, a guy that's in the transfer portal at the moment following his time at Felician, looking for a guy, you're 6'8", you're looking for something more.
Definitely was such a big frame, a lot of untapped potential as Zyrus gives it a swing and a miss, I should say, for strike 2. Count works even. Zyrus so far this season batting .563, 9 total hits, 3 of them good for extra bases. He comes off another stellar year over at Eastern Michigan, and even yesterday had some 2-strike counts, but kept things simple, just line drives right back up the middle as he fouls one off the netting. And, well, if you're wondering what that netting is, it's Stadionic, the official netting and facility partner of the New England League. Stadionic's netting, wall padding, and facility solutions have been featured in major league venues such as Citi Field, home of the New York Mets, and Truist Park, home of the Atlanta Braves, as well as collegiate facilities throughout the country, including Florida, North Carolina, Clemson, Texas, Horns Up, and many more. From design to fabrication to installation, Stadionic is making sports facilities iconic. The 2-2 Desirous is fouled off softly left side. We'll do it again.
Perfect transition, by the way. That was fantastic.
Impressive.
The bottom of the first and already hitting full stride.
We want to make sure that everybody knows
We're off to a great start.
whatever you need your netting for, Stadionic is the way to go. Zyrus battling against Weber. The 2-2 in. Foul left side once again, and we'll approach the 8th pitch of the AB.
And this is exactly what we were talking about. This is a very competitive at-bat here from Zyrus.
Exactly what you want out of your leadoff man, making Weber showcase the complete arsenal, if you will, in just the first at-bat of the game. Righty-lefty matchup. Weber set, delivers. Breaking ball, and Zyrus 4 straight fouls with 2 strikes, just waiting for that pitch in his wheelhouse to attack. He has that super rare combination of great bat-to-ball skills with a whole lot of power, and he offers a little bit of speed, too. Not really much more you can ask for. He sits in the DH spot today.
Just wondering when that dam's going to break.
2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Weber gets the best of Zyrus for the first out of the inning. And now Chris Klug, the midshipman, steps on in, walking up to some Michael Jackson.
That's topical. Movie's still out, right?
It is.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard good things. I've heard mixed reviews, actually.
I had the Michael Jackson Experience video game for the Wii. I think it was the first video game I had. That was fun.
Chris Klug had a 3-hit performance against Martha's Vineyard, but was off yesterday as he grounds one up the middle. Hager has it, throw to first in time. So after a long first AB, it just takes one pitch from Weber to retire the second batter in Klug, and now it's Cade Brown waltzing on in. The Georgia Tech prospect was with Newport last season. Ethan, you were at the ballpark as well. What do you have to share about the Yellow Jacket, Cade Brown?
He might have been this team's best pure hitter, and that is saying something when you look at that stacked Newport lineup. He was hitting .352 in his 16 games. He was an absolute dynamo, has some power as well, a solid defensive outfielder. He is the full package for this Newport Gulls team.
From LaVerne, Georgia, spent his freshman year at Georgia, then transferred to Georgia Tech, who was ranked second in the nation heading into the College World Series tournament. But he heads up north to Rhode Island for his summer ball.
Weather a bit cooler than it is in Atlanta.
A little bit cooler, especially today. Not a lot of sun. A little bit more wind than usual as he watches strike two at the knees. But Cade Brown's such an impressive start to last season, and you have to think if he can just stay on the field, that the goals are in store for someone special. Weber trying to end his first inning of work. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Got him with the high cheese, and that's all she wrote for inning number one. Knotted at zeros. The Gulls with no base runners, and Will Taylor will head back out for his second inning of work in today's NECBL action. We welcome you back for the top of the second, and well, that man on the mound, Will Taylor, was working so efficiently last inning. We didn't even get to give you our defensive alignments on the Newport Gulls side of things. Ryan Novak stands in left, Chris Klug in center, and Cade Brown, the returner, out in right. Ryan Jaros at first today. We've seen a little bit of him at third, a little bit of him playing outfield as well, but he'll be at the first base bag. Caden Cloud shifts to second, making his first home start in a Gulls uniform. Gus Gandy at short, Braxton Trammell at the hot corner over at third, and Adam Broski behind the dish. Devin Zyrus, as we already noted, in that DH spot, and leading things off, it's going to be Nick Mullen, the DH on the Vermont Mountaineers side of things, as no hits through that first inning. The Mountaineers were able to work a man aboard via the walk to Leonard.
And Harry, I don't think it can be overstated how crucial it is to have outfielders who are at least somewhat familiar with Cardin's field to start the season, especially right field with Cade Brown out there. Left field is difficult. It's good Novak's manning that. But right field is a house of horrors. You look at those kind of Frankenstein dimensions out there, it's really difficult to get your bearings on. So having Cade Brown out there who knows this field really well is going to be an advantage for Newport.
Definitely not an easy place to play, but I like how you put it, a home field advantage for Newport, especially when you have some experience out there, and Cade Brown and Ryan Novak.
Yeah, you could absolutely tell that this field was first built in 1908. The way it dimensions, everything about it.
The 1-1 misses high and away. Yeah, so much history here at Cardin's Field. Truly a one-of-a-kind ballpark, but
it really is.
So special.
I mean, you hear the stories, you know, Babe Ruth played here, all the legends that have stepped foot through here. It's an honor that the Gulls and we as broadcasters are able to sit here.
A whiff at that one from Mullen as he chased just a little bit outside. It'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes in the top of the second. Will Taylor at 20 pitches. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Taylor's third strikeout of the evening, and he's off to a hot start.
After those early control issues, he has been dialed in. That fastball, which was running a little high to start, has been perfectly placed. The breaking stuff, when he goes to it, it's really been the fastball. When he goes to the breaking stuff, it's been dominant as well. Really promising stuff for Will Taylor in his first start of the season so far.
Well, Will Taylor stacked a couple impressive years together at Trinity and carries that into the summer ball season as well. Strike one looking from Tyler Jones.
It's a guy in Taylor that at Trinity appeared in the D3 World Series last year. That's the thing. A lot of Division I guys, but the guys in D3, like Max Weber as well, have a lot of tournament and postseason experience as well.
Misses up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's right. I mean, what's so great about the NECBL is obviously you have loads of Power 4 talent, which is so exciting to watch, but also these lower D1 or D2 or D3 guys that are out here to prove themselves. And they're just so talented as well. Taylor, both our pitchers, Max Weber and Will Taylor, prime examples of that as they breeze through their first innings of work, and Taylor making do in the second. Can't tell if it's sprinkling a little bit. Looks a little hazy out on the field in the second. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Make it 4 straight Ks for Will Taylor, and he's just turned into a different animal.
It's the guy that had 4 strikeouts in that game against Valley, and that was in 3 innings. We're only an inning and 2/3, and he's up to that number. So again, we talked about how pitchers can really hone in their craft from appearance 1 to appearance 2. You're seeing it right here at Cardines Field.
A beautiful pitch for strike 3, and a beautiful breaking ball again for strike 1 into Rudisil.
I mean, that's textbook, and especially since Rudisil's probably sitting fastball. First pitch is going to see 99% of the time you're going to expect a fastball, and he looked completely off balance there.
You can look at Rudisil, the lefty, really choked up, trying to just put a ball in play. It was early on that one. Pulled it right side. Already down 0-2.
And Rudisil is someone who can get hot and get scalding on. He had a 5-hit game against Norfolk State and a 5 RBI game in another game of that series.
Looking for the 1-2-3 inning. Pitch from Taylor. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Take a bow, Will Taylor. 3 up, 3 down, all via the K. Newport rolling on the defensive side of things as we head to the bottom of the second. Can they scratch one across and grab the lead? Find out next on NECBL Plus. Well, Ryan Jaros will lead things off in the bottom of the second, followed by Ryan Novak and Caden Cloud. All 3 guys who had big games yesterday, especially Jaros, a 4-for-6 performance. That included 2 doubles. In our media team, we decide the player of the game, and yesterday was quite the challenge. Jaros was in the discussion. Zyrus had a 4-for-5 night. It ended up being Ryan Novak, who was 2-for-4 with 2 blasts, including a grand slam. But Caden Cloud as well, in his goals debut, sent a home run down the left field line, and now a chance to play in front of the home fans. He'll be due up 3rd this inning. But Newport just trying to replicate even an ounce of that offensive production they had yesterday. Mike Coombs said if they can be half as good, they're in good shape.
I think they would take maybe a little more than a quarter as good, too. Just
yeah.
16 runs is an incredible outlier performance. They might not even get to 10 again this season, and they can still have a really good offense front to back.
And you go back to last night, it was this bottom of the second inning where Newport got the fun start with a 4-run second and then just poured it on from there, and nothing that Danbury could have done. The Gulls had the lead the entire night.
The wind shaking our center field cam as Weber throws one past Jaros for strike 1.
You guys can definitely tell that it's windy.
You can definitely tell at home it's windy. I don't know. Maybe you want to put a fan to the left of you and to the right so you feel like you're in the bracing the conditions here with us.
It's all about that immersion.
The 0-1. Inside, and it caught Jaros on the wrist. So that'll be Newport's first base runner of the ball game as some fans cheer him on, and he'll take the free 90 feet to the first base bag.
And as Ryan Novak comes up, he mentioned the game he had last night, but the Ryan Novak for the first few games of the season was reminiscent of Ryan Novak last June. He could not buy a hit to save his life, and then when the calendar turned to July, no one could get him out. No one could buy an out against him. So to see him find that later season form last night, even if it's only 1 game, is really promising.
You hope the fact that he really woke up in last night's contest can carry over into today, as that one misses high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Jaros leads off first. The Gulls blasted 1 home run. Their last home game, it was Cole Johnson over the right center field wall. And the way this place erupts when one leaves the ballpark is truly unmatched. The 1-0. Misses away. 2 balls, no strikes. It was an excellent inning of work for Weber in the first. Dealt with a resilient Zyrus before getting Klug to ground out quickly and striking out Cade Brown. 2-0. Fly ball left side out of play off the netting.
Going back to Max Weber, his debut this season was in Vermont's season opener down in Groton against the Mystic Schooners, where he went 2 innings, only allowing 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Already at 2 Ks as well.
Behind 2-1, trying to even things up to Novak. Pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Novak fishing on that one. Breaking ball. That finished low in the dirt. Swung right through it.
Yeah, he was fooled there as it bottomed out. And Novak's a fantastic power hitter, but he knows also when it's 2 strikes to choke up. And we've seen him send it the other way plenty of times since Newport tenure.
Had an opposite field blast the other day. Jaros takes off. Inside ball 3. Throw to second, not in time. So the Gulls execute the steal to perfection. Ryan Jaros in there safely, and Novak still with life at the plate. A beautiful angle by that third base cam. That's Matt Clements out there.
It's Matty C.
You get a lot of fun with your cameras out here.
A remarkable setup for sure. The full count pitch is taken in the dirt for ball 4. So back-to-back free bases issued by Weber, and now Caden Cloud, the freshman from Kentucky, will trot on in. He had an impressive freshman campaign for a team that was competing in their regional final, fell just short against West Virginia. But Caden Cloud looking to just keep on developing during the summer. He has a lot of potential. He was an unbelievable fielder, made so many great plays in yesterday's contest. He shifts over to second base today to make room for Gus Gandy. And then that pop he has at the plate. And just his second AB, sent one flying out of the ballpark. He also had a sac fly to deep right, so showing a lot of that big league pop potential. Some wheels on him as well.
And what a shot that was into the left field night in Danbury. He had 4 home runs as a Wildcat. Wouldn't be shocked if he's got a couple more as a Gull.
1 ball, no strikes. Jaros leads off second. Novak over at first. Pitch. Breaking ball. Good for strike number 1 as Cloud took a big swing at that one.
And going back to Caden Cloud, you mentioned that Kentucky fell short to West Virginia, but in that regional in Morgantown, he had a hit in every game that they played in that regional. Someone that did make an impact, not always the starter for Kentucky, but someone that can absolutely make an impact here in college and also in the summer.
He was very serviceable in the SEC. Chases another breaking ball low and away for strike 2. And a guy that next season or maybe in 2 years you could expect to be one of the faces of one of the most competitive conferences in the entire nation in the SEC. A chance with no outs and 2 men aboard to grab his first RBI in front of the home crowd. The 1-2. Doesn't chase that breaking ball. A good pitch selection by Weber to get. You get 2 chases, why not go for a third? You got to pitch a couple pitches to waste, but the count draws even at 2s.
I wouldn't be surprised by another breaking pitch here. Cloud hasn't been able to catch up to them, and he's looked pretty silly on those 2 whiffs, so why not go for it again with another pitch to spare?
2-2, 2 men aboard, nobody out in the bottom of the second. A half-offered attempt, but they'll say he went, and that'll be strike number 3 to Caden Cloud. And in steps his partner up the middle, Gus Gandy. Gandy from Sanford has had an impressive couple of years as the starting shortstop. Not an ideal beginning of the season here in Newport, but the season still is young, still looking for that first hit. His 5th start of the season. 0-0 from Weber. Grounded up the middle, fielded by Hager. Throw to second for 1, over to first, not in time. Make it a 6-4 fielder's choice. Hager over to Leonard. And now 2 outs and men on the corners for the lefty, Braxton Trammell.
You saw Ryan Jaros kind of thought about it when the ball got away from the first baseman. He took a wide turn, but looks like Teddy Regan called him back to third, and that was a smart move. He likely would have been out.
Well, definitely would have been a risky decision.
Yeah, especially this early in the game. No reason to risk that with 2 outs.
Gandy looking for his first hit of the year, comes up with the fielder's choice. Braxton Trammell also looking for his first hit of the season in his 3rd start. 0 for his first 7, but an RBI opportunity with Jarrow standing at 3rd. Gandy takes off, no throw will be made. A swing and miss for strike number 1, and now 2 runners in scoring position.
And with Weber being a pretty heavy breaking ball pitcher, I'd expect to see a lot of Newport Gulls trying to take second when they get to first base. That's prime base stealing opportunities.
A single could score 2. The 0-1, lined into the right center field and down for a base hit. Jarros will score. Gandy gets the wave. He's in with ease. It's a 2 RBI single for Braxton Trammell, and the Gulls strike first for the 4th game in a row.
The beat rolls on, am I right, Harry? They have finally found what's working offensively. You see again here, not trying to do too much. He got one up in the zone and pulled it to right center. No chance at all for the throw home. Gandy came in with ease, and Newport is rolling again here at Cardines.
And we talked assistant hitting coach Noah Martinez before Monday's game when the Gulls were still winless 0-2-1, and he said it's only a matter of timely hitting. We haven't come through in scenarios with runners on base and 2 men out, and Braxton Trammell with 2 outs delivers a 2 RBI single into the right center field grass. Newport with the early lead. That one misses low and away to Adam Broski. Broski has been tremendous behind the dish. He's started every game for the Gulls so far this season, making his 6th appearance here tonight. But the bat has lagged just a little bit, and that's been the story of his college career at Michigan State. The 1-0. Low and away, 2 balls, no strikes.
If you're Max Weber, you know you only have 1 out to wrap the inning up to prevent any more damage being done. So a situation that Vermont has found themselves in before, and one they can dig themselves out of. Shrug off and get the bats back at it.
Broski again, Michigan State. So a teammate of Newport Gull, I'll call him a Newport Gull legend, Randy Seymour, kind of the de facto captain of last year's team. Had a great season at the shortstop position. NECBL champion in 2024, 2-time South Division All-Star.
Broski, the calming presence he brings behind the plate, has already helped the pitching as runner takes off. Trammell's in there safely. Throw gets into center field. He's going to head for 3rd and make it a 2-bagger for Braxton Trammell as that second throw gets away, but Teddy Regan will tell him to stay put. So a costly mistake from Sebastian Colander behind the plate. A throw that got away. We take another look at it, and Trammell advances not only the 90 to second, but 90 over to 3rd, and he stands 90 feet away from being the 3rd run of the game, 3rd run of the inning for the Newport Gulls.
And Weber got a good bounce there. It bounced pretty much right into his glove. If that goes the other way, Trammell's probably coming home to score.
Broski ahead 2-1. Pitch from Weber. Up and in, 3 balls, 1 strike. He gave up the 2 free passes to start the inning, but then appeared to settle in, recorded back-to-back outs, but Braxton Trammell makes some pay. Drove in Jarros and Gandy. And now Adam Broski looking to do the same. 3-1. Lined foul.
Look out.
Just past the netting into the stands. Everybody appears to be okay. Broski has had that happen a few times this season where it feels like he's just a tick early on the breaking ball and he's ripped him into that left field netting. If he could just be a little bit more patient in the batter's box, he's in good shape to send some off the wall or even over the wall.
Good to see all last on the 3rd baseline as well. No one injured at all.
Payoff pitch from Weber. Misses below the knees, and we'll turn things over back to the top of the order, and Devin Zyrus, who was a hit machine yesterday, has been a hit machine during the first week of NECBL action, and well, a lot of his opportunities have come with the bases empty, batting in that leadoff spot for a majority of the game so far. This one with a few runners aboard. You have Trammell standing over at third, Broski at first. Zyrus worked a 8-pitch AB his first time up. Weber got the best of him. Yo. Towering fly ball right field, working over is Benevento. And underneath it for out number 3, tracking it down in those tricky winds. But the Gulls scratch across 2 in the bottom of the second. It's an early lead in favor of Newport, and Will Taylor looks to continue his stellar outing on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much, Veronica. Hope you enjoyed that summer vacay down in Florida. Soaking in the sun rays. It's been beautiful weather here in Newport, Rhode Island as well. And
until tonight.
Until tonight. You know, I guess Jack came to town and the clouds decided to cover things up. The weather doesn't look all too promising the rest of the week. Some rain in the forecast, but we hope that holds off for the sake of the NECBL, and the season's so busy as is. Rain delays can really throw a wrench in things in those final weeks of the season. Have to pick up a few double headers.
Yeah, whatever the opposite of a rain dance is, please do it at home. We need the luck.
And here in Newport, fog delays can be a problem as well. The game against Martha's Vineyard was shifted to July in the 4th inning due to excessive fog.
Dylan Littlefield steps in.
Littlefield, one of the better power threats for this Vermont team, was 8th in the Atlantic Sun in home runs this past season.
Taylor went strikeout, strikeout, strikeout in the top of the second.
5 straight Ks.
5 straight Ks. The Newport batting side of things, it's been a matter of limiting strikeouts, but on the pitching side, they've been racking up Ks better than almost any team in the NECBL.
It's an interesting dichotomy where coming into this game, the Newport bats were the highest in the NECBL in strikeouts with 58. You said 4 games where they had double-digit strikeouts, but also second in hits and tied second in the league in extra base hits as well. So able to get the offense going when needed.
Lined up the middle and off of Taylor's arm. Littlefield will be safe at first, but the main concern on the man on the mound, who appears to be okay. Coombs is going to take a stroll out to the mound regardless, as it looked to catch Taylor. I couldn't tell if it was his throwing arm or his, it appeared to, on the side. He's going to say his left side is where it caught him. He appears to be just fine as he waves off Coombs and the trainer, but they're just checking on him regardless.
I mean, not even a wince.
Yeah, he was looking for the ball right away.
I'd still be laying there if that was me.
That ball was ripped right back where it came from. A good piece of hitting by Littlefield.
He looked more annoyed that the game had to stop than anything.
That's a sign of a trooper right there.
Yeah. So are we marking that as an error on Taylor? No, I'm joking. First hit of the ball game for the Vermont Mountaineers. Newport, it only took 1 hit in the bottom of the second to scratch across 2, because Jaros reached via the hit by pitch and Novak via the walk.
Despite being 2-2, Vermont has led in every game this year. Of course, I've played in 4.5, if you'd say, after the game against Danbury was postponed and suspended till June 21st because of lightning and a severe rainstorm that hit Connecticut a few days ago.
I'm sure that was a delight after the bus drive in.
Yeah, that was quite the ride.
Pickoff move over towards first.
Quite the ride back to Vermont. Got a few shirts soaked, but we survived.
Colander steps in. No ball. 1 strike. Fouled straight back and into the netting. Zane Stahl out there getting the foul ball as his teammates cheer him on.
Stahl's kind of emerging as one of the goofballs on this team, isn't he?
I think that the Louisville 3, you should call them, in the pitching staff, get along so well. Sent foul right side into the street. No balls, 2 strikes.
That's an important point, Harry. The guys that have played together in college coming to here, that just helps to build team chemistry so much in the early goings.
The 0-2 misses high, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Collender, his 3rd program, was with Columbus State in 2025 now with Middle Georgia State. Teammate Cody Collins, one of the pitchers for Vermont, his teammate in the Peach State. Remember the Peach Belt Conference as well.
1-2, and they ring him up on the inside. Will Taylor has not been afraid of that inner third part of the plate, and he goes right back to it with the heat. And all Collender can do is watch it fly right on by for out number 1.
And get him a smock. He's been painting that inside corner all night so far. He's been, as you said, unafraid to go there, both with the fastball and the breaking pitches to great success so far.
I can't tell the last time I've worn a smock. Like elementary school art class. You brought back some great memories right there, Ethan.
Some of the pastels.
Oh, yeah.
Always a fun time. I was
Yeah.
more of a finger painting kid. Matthew Mickler watches one low below the knees for ball 1.
They said it was a young Jackson Pollock as a kid, but I don't think that was complimentary. That was more that.
Who?
Yeah, the guy that did, you don't know Jackson Pollock?
I guess I should.
The guy that did all the spray
Grounded
I
up
don't
the middle. This should be 2. Gandy to second for 1. Over to first. Not in time. Mickler shows off the speed once again as he turns what was a routine double play ball into just a fielder's choice. Newport was pretty quick with it too. Gandy flipped the second for 1 and beating it out by just a step. But once again, Taylor wins the AB.
And
Back-to-back groundouts towards shortstop for Mickler.
once again, Minkler showing off that speed there. I'm really surprised you've never heard of Jackson Pollock, though.
Yeah.
Minkler stands over at first. No balls, no strikes to Braden Leonard, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. But I take it that was a compliment, that you're good at the painting.
No, because the whole thing was Jackson Pollock, he would
Oh, he's
drizzle paint, and for him it was a work of art in his style, but for me it was just putting nonsense on a piece of paper.
Mess.
Yeah.
I'd buy it.
Thank you.
Right down Broadway for strike number 1. Taylor at 42 pitches. He went just 3 innings against Valley, but as we added earlier, pitching coach Kevin Long says they hope to work him further into this one, and he's dazzled so far. Fly ball right field, working over is Cade Brown towards the line, and with a few feet to spare, makes the catch for out number 3. So that'll do it for the top of the 3rd. Newport scored 2 in the 2nd. They look to tack on some early insurance when we come back on the other side. Welcome you back for the top of the 3rd, and I got to get a couple shout-outs out of the way. My cousin Dylan just graduated high school, guys.
Wow.
I was unable to make it with the start of the NECBL season, but I wanted to give him his flowers for a monumental stepping stone in his life. You guys remember graduating high school?
Oh, of course.
Oh, great day.
Yeah, big day. Congrats to your cousin and to your entire family.
Thank you.
I was going to say, if you told him congrats, only a few people would hear it. Now everybody
hears
CBL
it.
Plus on Unbeaten, they all get to congratulate Dylan.
And
Yes.
and now you don't have to get him a gift. You
Now,
can save some money.
this was the gift. Surprise Dylan. And then our second one has to be to Miss Heather Demasido, one of our interns, Olivia, her mom, celebrating her birthday today. And Olivia at the ballpark, they did a little bit of a celebration this morning, but this is our gift to you. We got to surprise you on the broadcast, so thank you for listening. She's one of our avid fans, listens at home and on the road, a huge supporter of the Gulls and all the work that Olivia does with the socials team and all the entire Demasido family. Now they help out at home with their constant support. We can't thank you enough. All the fans at home, make sure you're tuning in on Home Team Network. Catch all the NECBL action. Remember, fans, if you can't make it to the ballpark, you don't need to miss out on the action. You can watch the Gulls or the Mountaineers all season long on NECBL Plus. Head to hometeamlive.com for the full NECBL Plus schedule, or to purchase your single game, weekly, or all season pass. Follow NECBL on social medias as well. for daily NECBL Plus and ESPN Plus broadcast listings. Follow those socials in general, because I'll tell you, at the end of the day, when I'm trying to catch up on what I missed across the entire NECBL, you just a quick scroll, and in 5 minutes, I got enough edits to give me enough brain dopamine to feed me for an entire month, I feel like. It's just constant content, and all these social teams are so fantastic.
Yeah, and for our social team specifically, I work a lot of the days where they're on the road, so I can't watch or even listen to the games. So it's great to be able to keep up by just opening my phone for a couple minutes and scrolling through the stories to see what the score is and what everyone's been doing. So shout out to all the work everyone does.
Chris Klug waves at strike 2 on a breaking ball that nicks the low and outside corner.
And new pitcher for Vermont as well. Didn't even mention it, but Nolan Urian, the Rhode Island Ram, number 29. So Max Weber's day is done after 2 full innings, allowing 1 hit, 2 runs, no walks, 3 Ks.
Nolan Urian at Rhode Island this past season. Didn't see much action, but a chance to prove himself this summer, competing in one of the premier collegiate leagues in the entire country. Count full to Chris Klug. 3-2. Called strike 3. Painting the outside is Urian, and there's the first out of the bottom of the 3rd.
Great job from Urian in a full count situation. You don't want to have a walk in your first at-bat and put momentum not in your favor, but Urian went a full inning in Vermont's first win against the North Shore Navigators, allowing no hits, no runs, no walks. Had 1 strikeout as well in that contest against the Navs in the 3-1 pitcher's duel victory that Vermont had, where the pitching staff as a whole threw 12 strikeouts. North Shore threw 19, though. It was a crazy pitcher's duel game.
And getting that first out, like you said, can be so important, because that's what led to so much Gulls offensive success. Last night, they were 8 for 9 with getting the leadoff man aboard. And in that second inning, they got the first 2 on with Jaros and Novak. We'll take a final look at Weber's line. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 runs on 2 walks and 3 Ks. All the offensive damage that has been done by Braxton Trammell at a 2 RBI single into right center field. Breaking ball misses in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 man out in the bottom of the 3rd. The heart of the Newport order due up. Cade Brown, then Ryan Jaros, Ryan Novak, and Caden Cloud.
And you mentioned again, this is that time of the year where you're going to see pitchers make their second appearance and see how that takes them.
3 balls, no strikes, misses outside for ball 4. So Cade Brown works his first walk of the season. And Ryan Jaros, who looks to continue his hot hitting from yesterday, steps back in. He was hit by a pitch his last time up, and aiming to work his way aboard once again. The 0-0 from Urian. Fouled right side into that stadionic netting for strike 1.
That almost took out our cameraman, Benny.
Newport's just been hitting the ball so hard, even when it's gone out of play. This week, since Monday, it just feels like everything's jumping off the barrels a little bit more, and I think it's just a matter of seeing more pitches. Getting more swings with the wood bat as Jaros fouls one right side again, so just a little too late on both of those first 2 strikes, and Urian with the early 0-2 lead in the count.
If Urian, you're very excited that you're early on getting pitches that these Newport batters want to swing at, especially since they're not going in play, at least for the moment.
Fouled off his foot, and we'll do it again.
He'll take a second. Jaros is coming off just a spectacular season with Rutgers. 292 batting average, 9 bombs, including a 2 home run game.
Got to call a home run of his with the
really?
Scarlet Knights when he came to Penn State.
Yeah, so you've seen what he can do. He had a 2 home run game against the Buckeyes of Ohio State. So
some Big Ten action, and he just has such a good fundamental swing. Pickoff move over towards first, and Brown in there by a hair. Get in the white uniform, a little bit dirty.
A nice belly flop into first.
yeah,
Dirty, not pretty.
Yeah, too close for comfort, though, for Brown. So it looks like he's taking maybe 1 less step towards second.
The white unis, the only uniform remaining that Newport is undefeated in. 1-0. Breaking ball misses low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jaros with just such a fundamental swing. He just does a great job of getting his hands to the baseball. There's not much else to it. It's basic, but it works well.
There's beauty in a simple swing.
1-2. Fly ball, right side, out of play. He's sent 3 that direction. Just needs to get a tick earlier on it as the wind continues to rip right through Cardines Field.
Yeah, the flags are whipping, the trees, even the lights a little bit are shaking. It's a very eerie environment, but packed house here at Cardines Field. People coming out for the goals.
Yeah, nonetheless, 1,000 fans pour on in as another foul ball from Ryan Jaros to a fan's delight or dismay. I'm not quite sure, but
I really can't tell.
someone's screaming.
It might have been from the dugout.
Maybe one of his teammates just cheering him on. That's not a bad guess. Jaros has fouled off 5 pitches, trying to win the AB against Urian with 1 man out and 1 man aboard in the bottom of the 3rd. Newport with a 2-0 lead over the Vermont Mountaineers. 1-2. Jaros grounds it towards 3rd, glove cleanly, throw to 2nd for 1, over to 1st, not in time, so we mark it as a 5-4 fielder's choice. Jones over to Leonard, and 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd for the Vermont Mountaineers.
And that's a protective swing on a fastball that was high and tight in the zone, but almost certainly in the strike zone. So with 2 strikes, you got to swing at that. You can't just leave it. And it's a solid job by Jaros to get it in play, but unfortunately directly to the 3rd baseman. A solid job to beat out the throw, though.
A good job by Urian to just hound Jaros with good pitch after good pitch. Didn't really give him anything too good to work with, but pitches that he had to swing at. Ryan Novak stands in, and he chops one off his own leg, similar to Jaros just last AB for strike number 1.
I mean, the Gulls are taking a beating. A hit by pitch, a couple foul balls off of ankles, and Taylor wore a comebacker. Everyone thankfully okay, but
We thank those of you for tuning in. Jack Rodzinski, Ethan Poole. I'm Harry Tidgewell with you in the bottom of the 3rd of this NECBL North versus South showdown. The Vermont Mountaineers and Newport Gulls from Cardines Field. Newport leading 2-0. Braxton Trammell with a 2 RBI single, and Will Taylor, the man on a mission on the mound. Through his first 3 innings of work, has surrendered just 1 hit, but Noah Urian, the first man out of the bullpen for the Vermont Mountaineers, trying to end his first inning of work. Breaking ball misses inside to Novak. 2 balls, 1 strike.
and as I alluded to last time he came up, Novak had a power explosion this year. 13 home runs for the Redhawks of Miami of Ohio.
3rd on the team in that category.
2-1. Misses low.
Urian flirting with the strike zone here. Those last 2 pitches away, that brings the count to 3-1. But regardless, when he is throwing strikes, he's getting Newport batters to swing. They haven't been in play, though. So I wonder where he goes here.
Pickoff move towards first. Urian's got a really quick move. He almost nabbed Brown just a batter ago, and now Jaros left diving back in for his life.
Kevin Smith talked about making sure you have good connection with your first baseman just to connect. This one was definitely a pickoff attempt.
Novak walks his 2nd walk of the game. He just has so much patience in that left-handed batter's box, really makes the pitcher come to him, and that's why yesterday, when he gets his pitch in his wheelhouse, he's able to put it over the wall. He sent one flying the opposite way over left and yanked one over the right side, and we're going to have a meeting on the mound as Noah Urian in his first inning of work now has 2 men aboard and 2 outs. And if you're out there, Jack, excuse me, I'm all over the place. What are you telling your guy to try and get out of the inning?
It's 2 outs. I think that's a big part of that. Is there's been situations where Vermont has been on both the winning end and the losing end of a pitcher's meeting where it's a no out, 1 out scenario, and you know that you can't just get the freebie of put something in play and get one to first base. You got to work out of it. This is not that situation. Urian looked strong in the one inning that he did pitch against North Shore. So just a trust that this team has, the team that has gotten along very well and built chemistry early on in their time in Vermont, which has only been a week and change. So he's got to deliver the strikeout or the put out here and get the bats back to work, because that's ultimately what matters for Vermont down 2 early on.
I agree with you, Jack. Well, Ryan Jaros stands in scoring position over at second, and Ryan Novak at first. Caden Cloud digs in, looking for his first home hit of the season. Back pick towards second, and Jaros barely making it back in. That ball skipped, so I think he got a little bit bigger of a secondary. But Collender fielded it so cleanly that he figured, why not try and throw him out at 2 for the third out of the inning.
Yeah, Collender has a rocket of an arm, and he hasn't had the best of nights trying to throw down, but he has a cannon that can get to second base real quickly. They've already picked off a few batters this season.
1-0. Just outside.
Urian was frustrated with that pitch. He thought that was a good one, 89 miles an hour, trying to go to that far side and not getting the strike call from Hope Plate umpire Mike Griffin.
I'll tell you, one thing I've noticed from the NECBL is the zones really are tight. They don't give them a lot to work with. The pitchers are forced to pound the rectangle, if you will. Breaking ball, and he does just that. Cloud watches it fly by for strike 1.
And Cloud, despite watching that go by for a strike, he has a really impressive command of the strike zone for a freshman. You know, he's someone that has played summer ball before. He played last year in the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League heading into his freshman year, and we're kind of seeing that experience pay off.
2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So that time around he offers at the breaking ball, but to no avail as the count draws even, and time for some deuces wild in the bottom of the third.
I can always go for some deuces wild.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men aboard. Jaros over at second, Novak over at first, Caden Cloud in the box. Pitch from Urian. Pickoff move towards second, and he's in there safely. Throw definitely beat him, but I think Jaros attacked the back of the bag, and he gets the benefit of the doubt from the umpire.
Jaros is playing with fire over at second base. That's the second time he's been there by about a half a step.
I'll set it up again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners aboard. Urian to Cloud. Comes set. Pitch. Misses low and away, and will go full. So the runners will be in motion. Jaros will have a running start as a ball into the outfield grass. You can expect the wave from Teddy Regan. 3-2 to Cloud, looking for his first hit here at Cardines Field. 3-2. Grounded towards the shortstop, and a diving stop, but everybody's safe. Throw to third. Jaros dives back safely. It was a good stop by Hager to keep it on the infield dirt and save a run, but nonetheless an infield single for Caden Cloud, his first home hit of the season, and now the bases are loaded for Gus Gandy.
And it's really a testament that that's probably the flashiest play that Kevin Hager has made in the infield this season. So many times he has anchored the infield, whether it's been at short, whether it's been at third, even playing second base in Vermont's homestand their first 2 games in Montpelier. A great job. That could have gone much worse for the Mountaineers.
An athletic stop, but Gus Gandy with a big RBI opportunity. Fly ball into center field. Working back is Minkler, and it's off the wall, over the wall. Grand slam! Gus Gandy.
Call it a Gandy dandy, an opposite field shot. It didn't look that hard off the bat. I heard a couple groans even from the crowd, but it just kept carrying over that right center field fence, and it's flown open early. 6-0 Newport as this place has come to life.
He might have had a little bit of help from the wind pushing it on out.
Exactly
but
what I was thinking.
A grand slam. The Gulls' second consecutive day doing so. Yesterday it was Ryan Novak, and now Gus Gandy who was hitless so far this season, and as you see on that replay, just creeping over the wall. Initially, I thought it was going to be off the wall. I was expecting Matthew Minkler to be ready to make a play on it, but it just creeps over that 321 sign in right center field. Taking advantage of the ballpark is Gandy, and Newport really opening things up in the bottom of the third.
Well, Ethan, you said that wasn't sustainable to have 16 runs.
They're on pace right now for
18.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that's what they're on pace for. I'm just doing the math and doing my job.
I think you manifested that.
Well, Braxton Trammell has to try and find a way to back that one up, as this place went bonkers when that ball left the yard. Thousands rising to their feet. And if you're Gus Gandy, just a weight off your shoulders after a slow start to the season. A grand slam for his first hit on the year.
I mean, when you're struggling, you'll take an infield single. Just get that monkey off your back. Get feeling better. You know, stories always told in the early season Red Sox games where Mookie Betts couldn't get a hit in spring training one year. He finally got an infield hit, and he won the MVP that year.
It all comes back to the timely hitting. All 6 runs for Newport so far today have come with 2 outs. First, it was Braxton Trammell's 2 RBI single in the second, and now Gus Gandy's grand slam in the bottom of the third. Obviously a little bit of a smaller frame as Trammell swings through that for strike 3, but nonetheless, Gus Gandy with some big league power sends the fans into a graze. A grand slam, and Newport leads 6-0 through 3. Will Taylor tries to keep the opposition in check on the other side.
Back at you from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Jack Rachitzky alongside Harry Tidgewell and Ethan Poole answering the question of what do you get when 2 lions and an orange walk into a broadcasting booth. But Will Taylor still on the mound for the Gulls, and Gus Gandy, what a way to get your first hit of the season. Was 0 for 15 entering the night, and a grand slam makes it 6-0 for the home team.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of getting the monkey off the back. I'll steal from you, Ethan Poole. Just not a promising start to the season, and Gus is a guy that really plays with his heart on his sleeve, and I've had tiny conversations with him here and there. When we went to Martha's Vineyard, it was, I just got to start hitting. I just got to start hitting, and he was left out of the lineup yesterday, but gets that redemption chance here tonight and doesn't disappoint. Got every bit of that one that he needed to get it over the right center field wall, and now Newport with another commanding hold on things.
And he's someone that plays such a smooth shortstop that you can justify keeping him in the lineup when he's struggling at the plate. But, man, if you can get him hitting even 250 with occasional pop and that elite defense at the 6th spot, the sky's the limit.
First pitch that Kevin Hager sees is swung on and missed. Count 0-1 going against Taylor. Hager struck out in the first. And he talked about players being in slumps. Oftentimes you hear players say, just let it rip. Gandy definitely let it rip over the right center field wall. Count evens up as the pitch was in the dirt to Hager.
Will Taylor on the mound has just been so remarkable. 6 Ks through his first 3 innings. Putting down batters left and right.
1-1. Hager reaches for that swing, 1-2.
Off-balance swing right there. Hager is one of the best average hitters in the country. First for Cornell, 5th in the Ivy League, but he's got some power. He had a 2-home run game against Army earlier this season. It looked like he was trying to deposit one there.
The 1-2 finds the zone, and Hager sat down looking and brings up Alex Benevento, who was not in the lineup 2 days ago against North Adams, one of the best hitters onto this Vermont roster, the only player in the NECBL with a home run and a triple to his name this season.
And we talked about, going back to that last debut, we talked about Taylor's ability to work inside, but decides to paint the outside part of the plate there, and Hager can do nothing but just watch it fly by.
And first pitch he sees is inside and low, 1-0 the count.
Back to that for a second. I think a backdoor breaking ball is the most unhittable pitch in baseball if it's executed well. That was absolutely flawless. It looked like a curveball that just dropped in.
Taylor delivers. Benevento got a piece of it down the third baseline. Trying to barehand glove it was Kevin Smith. Unsuccessful.
Well, if you're the Mountaineers, I think trailing by 6, this game isn't out of reach just yet. I mean, it's only the 4th inning. There's still a lot of baseball left to be played, but you got to jumpstart that offense eventually. You got to show, hey, we can chip away at this one. It's got to start somewhere, and with the heart of your order up, when's a better time than now?
Pitch stays up top.
I think it's also a factor of, getting Taylor out of the ballgame with how he's looked. Even if it's just stringing together a couple hits, get to the bullpen and try and do some more damage.
Yeah, through 3 innings, only 1 hit for Vermont. They had 11 2 days ago against North Adams in that 11-0 shutout win over the Steeple Cats. 2-1 fouled straight back.
I think obviously you appreciate the off days with how busy the NECBL season is,
Absolutely.
But when you were so hot on offense on Monday, I'm sure some of these guys were saying, I wish we were right back in action instead of having to wait the nearly 48 hours.
I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. Sometimes the last thing you want is an off day.
2-2. Look for a check swing. And first base umpire Ryan DeMare says no, so count runs full.
There is some action in the Gulls bullpen. I can't see a number from here. I mean, can't even if there isn't any fog, but some stretching going.
I thought it was crazy when it looked hazy out there earlier.
Yeah.
I thought it was just me.
You will get very used to the fog here. It gets absolutely insane.
Full count walk for Alex Benevento, so the 3rd Vermont batter aboard in this game and the first walk that Will Taylor has thrown.
I mean, that home run from Gus Gandy, it went into the sky, and I was more reading Minkler's reaction in center field of it looked like he was going to make a play off the wall, and then you see his hands go to his knees, and you figure, well, either he gave up or he got out of the ballpark, and I'm going to go with that. It got out of the ballpark.
I mean, last year I was on a game against Upper Valley where we had just awful fog, and it was Cade Brown actually with a home run over the left field fence, and none of us could tell what happened until we saw an umpire give the signal.
You got to just look for your context clues at that point. 0-1 the count to Nick Mullen. Struck out in the second. It's the leadoff batter in that frame. Evens the count with Benevento aboard at first. Bless you, Harry.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know if that picked up. I tried.
It did.
It did.
Ah, jeez, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It makes you feel human.
Yeah. We're not robots.
Talk about authenticity.
Yeah, with the advent of AI, our viewers and listeners want to know that
could
humans
AI
are calling
seize
the
on a
game.
broadcast?
I don't think so.
It couldn't.
It couldn't. 1-2 to Mullen. He fouled it back. 1 out, 1 aboard for the Vermont offense. Pops it up.
And Mullen's someone who has dealt with a lot of injury in his time in college. In 2025, he was awarded the I Got Your Back award from George Washington, which is given to the player who most exemplifies resilience and has stepped up when the team needs them the most. So that shows you the caliber of person the Mountaineers have on their squad.
And it's very indicative, even in the first few games for Vermont, where Mullen, whether he's been a starter, whether he's been a pinch hitter, he has always made an impact. 1-2. Skied in the air, and it will land in the stands.
Oh, off the dugout and over the fence.
Yeah, and of course that Cardinals Field, the hockey-style dugouts of them being right next to each other.
That's a good way to put it.
Count remains as 1-2, and again, back to the point on Mullen, just 1 of 7 in the NECBL entering this game with 8 or more at-bats and hitting over 500, so limited sample size, but still able to be effective. But Will Taylor sits him down and then tried to backpick Benevento. The throw goes into the outfield, so free bag for Benevento with 2 outs.
Yeah, not a bad idea from Broski, but just poor overall execution. A beautiful pitch by Taylor to pick up his 7th strikeout on the day, but that throw just in the dirt. Jaros unable to keep it in front, and Vermont now with a man in scoring position, but 2 outs, so Taylor, another chance to work out of the jam.
And Harry, I might disagree with you there, but I think it's not necessary. Up 6, still pretty early in the game. You don't want to give Vermont any chance to chip away, and now they've got someone in scoring position.
First pitch that Tyler Jones sees as a strike. teammates to Nick Mullen last season. Jones currently in the portal. In the 6-hole spot tonight, was 2 for 4 2 days ago against North Adams.
Still looking for his first RBI.
And Benevento will get to third as the pitch dribbled away from the catcher Broski. So now 90 feet away from the first run is Benevento.
That's one of the dirt ball reads that coaches love to see. That ball didn't really even get that far away, but Benevento just read it out of the hand that it was digging down towards the dirt and takes off, and even with a good block and good reaction from Adam Broski, he's into third safely.
1-1 to Jones. Dribble to second and Cloud, and he'll field it easily to J-Rose at first to wrap up the top of the fourth. No runs come around to score on no hits, no error, and 1 left on the base path. Home half of the fourth up next. It's Broski, then top of the order, and Zyrus and Klug when we come back on NECBL Plus and Unbeaten. Back at you from a chilly, windy Wednesday evening here in Rhode Island. 6-0, the Newport Gulls on top of the Vermont Mountaineers, and a new man on the mound for Vermont. It's number 38, Jackson Holcher. Currently in the portal, played his 2026 season at Delaware, where he threw in 17 contests with a 1-3 record and 1 save, a 8.03 ERA, won a Valley League title last summer, though, throwing a 1.93 ERA with the Strasburg Express.
Definitely a lot of upside with this right-hander, and he comes into a game that the bullpen needs to keep right where it's at if Vermont wants a chance to get back into things. 6 runs is already a lot to overcome, but every additional run you add from this point out just seems to be tenfold.
Yeah, every additional run and every additional inning, it just makes it seem more and more impossible, because that's 3 less outs continually that you're losing. And then you're talking about, okay, you can chip away, 6 runs isn't daunting. You get to the 6th inning, the 7th inning, the 8th inning, you need chunks now to chip away at this. You can't just get 1 or 2 here and there. So for Newport to be able to potentially add or even just keep it at 6 runs, they could be in a very good spot heading down the stretch of this game.
Jackson Holcher making his 2nd appearance. He went 3 innings against the Bristol Blues in a 6-5 loss that Vermont faced that evening at Muzzy Field. He allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Nolan Urian's day comes to a close after just 1 inning. He allowed 1 hit, 4 runs off that Gus Gandy grand slam, 1 walk, and 2 Ks. That brings up the bottom of the order, and the catcher, Adam Broski. And first pitch he sees is a strike right down Park Ave, 0-1.
And it's crazy to think that, and obviously I don't want to take anything away from Gus Gandy, who put a good bat to ball on that swing and got it over the fence. So, I mean, it's a home run. I mean, that's the way it goes into the box score. But if you're playing at some other ballparks, there's a chance that's just a fly out, and Urian's out of that first inning of work with no runs surrendered, and he's out there for it's a completely different day, if you will.
Yeah, Vermont Recreation Field, it's 419 to dead center, so a lot more room to work with, especially on that right side where Alex Benevento usually sits.
Yeah, not to mention if we had calmer winds tonight as well, that's probably not going out.
That too. And a 3-pitch strikeout for Jackson Holcher to start things off. Got Broski to chase at 1 way outside, puts 1 away.
Broski just looking uncomfortable with that at bat, especially that strike 3 swinging. Chases far and away, but the order turns over nonetheless.
It brings up top of the order in the lefty Zyrus. Just 1 of 3 in the NECBL with 9 or more hits. Also led Eastern Michigan in hits with 57 this year. In the MAC Conference, first pitch from Holcher is strike 1.
His 2nd straight year leading the Eagles in hits. Led them in doubles in 2025 as well.
Such an impressive bat.
Really is.
Yeah, even when he gets out, he looks so comfortable up there.
First ball that Holcher has thrown out in Ypsilanti, where Zyrus plays, led Eastern Michigan not only in hits, but runs scored, doubles, home runs, and RBIs.
Yep.
If you need any more proof.
Just go down the list.
Fills the stat sheet in every which way.
A grounded foul. Picked up by the pitching coach, Matthew Majewski.
Got the full shot of him.
Yeah. Juice, as they like to call him.
Are we stealing signs? I don't know if we're allowed to show that on the broadcast. I'm joking.
I don't think any of us can decipher that.
1-2 upcoming from Holcher. Gets behind the catcher Collender. Evens up the count. After Zyrus, it gets Klug and Brown in the 2 and 3 holes, if we were to get there. 2-2 just outside.
It's a big league take. That
It is.
was less than an inch off the plate, and Zyrus just spits at it to draw the count even.
Yeah, with that vertical movement as well, it's really not easy to pick up.
There's a weird combination of windiness with humidity right now.
My hands are very clammy.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I wasn't
we're
sure if that
also
was just
out
me.
in the elements, too.
Yeah, well, welcome to Newport. We got some weird weather here.
But you
Warmest of
also
welcomes.
you get those beautiful summer nights.
And it's a full count walk. So, again, talk about big league at bat from Devin Zyrus. That's one that puts him aboard.
Holding up just in time. That was a close one. He gets the benefit of the doubt.
From both home plate umpire Mike Griffin and third base umpire Aaron Brown tonight. But that brings up Klug, who was 0 for 2 tonight. And it hits him. First pitch.
And that one seemed to get him pretty good, and he's not heading down to first yet. It looked like he had to shake it off for a second.
Are they saying it hit the knob? No, I
I
would
don't
think
think so.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
No, okay, just
No.
wanted a second moment to breathe.
Yeah, that sounded like skin, not wood.
I was going to say, I was a little surprised, but Zyrus was standing over at first, but he'll make his way to second. Klug heads over to the first base bag.
So after a strikeout to start the bottom of the fourth, it's been a walk and a hit by pitch off the arm of Jackson Holcher. It brings up Brown, 0 for 1 today, walked back in the third. And then was caught out at second on the Ryan J. Rose fielder's choice.
Newport just showing no signs of slowing down. After a slow first inning, 3 straight innings where they've just applied so much pressure offensively.
Is the team that was third in the NECBL last year in hits with 381. Winning the South Division, falling to Martha's Vineyard in a 3-game series 2-1 in the semifinals.
I mean, that was a team that could rake. I could tell you about that all day.
And deliver a strike to Cade Brown, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. 12 at-bats this season, the ACC hitting .250, playing in 11 games. Make it 0-2.
Yeah, Brown definitely a future piece for new head coach and field manager for Georgia Tech, James Ramsey.
Absolutely, a lot of guys at the Power 4 level that are very young and budding stars, boosting their stock here in New England.
Zyrus getting a big lead.
Which curves away, 1-2. Zyrus is leading.
Georgia Tech obviously was such an impressive regular season and in that ACC tournament as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, per usual with them, it feels like they're always in the mix.
They definitely turned baseball school.
Yeah.
Brown gets a piece of it, fouled off to the right side.
Keeping up with the College World Series at all?
Yeah, and just been interesting to follow, of course, with a lot of the upsets and a lot of the crazy runs from the Troys, the Little Rocks. Vermont's waiting on Evan Heckley to come over from St. John's.
Okay, we're waiting on Kyle Branchin from Oklahoma. He's still playing in Omaha this upcoming week.
Yeah, another returner from last season.
Holcher sits down Cade Brown on a strikeout that he swung for outside. So puts 2 down in the bottom of the fourth and brings up the Rutgers Scarlet Knight and Ryan J. Rose. Speaking of Power 4 hitters for this Gulls lineup.
Well, if there's one thing that the Mountaineers pitching staff has struggled with early, it's finding that third out of the inning.
It's a 1-2-3 first, and then 2 runs in the second, 4 of them in the third off the Gus Gandy 2-out grand slam. 0-1 the count to J. Rose, who is 0 for 1, hit by a pitch in the second, reached on a fielder's choice in the third has a stolen bag to his name already tonight. Came around to score in both of those at-bats.
All 6 Newport runs have come with 2 down.
With Ryan Novak standing on deck, you don't want to let Jaros aboard and have to face Novak with possibly the bases loaded.
Ultra touches 92 on that pitch, and that's exactly right, both to your points, is that this is a Newport lineup where wherever you go, you have power, you have guys that can make impact. One and two. Michael Coombs definitely creating a canvas. We want to use the art class analogies again.
We're going to keep it going?
Keep it going. Why not? 2 aboard, 2 outs. And Holter trying to put this inning away. Runners go, ball's upstairs, and it gets behind the second baseman and Leonard. One run comes around to score. The throw over to Jones at third is not in time. So another miscue from Sebastian Collender, and the Vermont infield makes it 7-0 Newport.
Yeah, not Collander's day behind the dish. Both of those, his last 2 throws down to second base have got into the center field grass, and this one proves to be extra costly as another 2-out run for Newport in their 3rd straight inning scoring.
The Gulls are running wild on him today.
So Zyrus the one to score. Turned away by Jaros, the right side foul. Keeps the count at 2-2. So the Deuces are indeed wild here at Cardines Field.
Yep.
Klug parks it at third. Only one aboard now. 2-2. Swung on a miss for strike 3. But that wraps up the bottom of the 4th. A 1-run comes around to score on no hits, 1 error, 1 left aboard for the Gulls. And they will now head to the top of the 5th. It's Riddisill, Littlefield, and Collender. Bottom of the order for Vermont. We come back from Newport. Top of the 5th upcoming here from Cardines Field. Newport with a 7-0 advantage on the Vermont Mountaineers. Jack Rajinski alongside Harry Tidgewell and Ethan Poole. And a new man on the mound for the Gulls. It is number 12, Mickey McClaskey, as Will Taylor goes 4 innings, only allowing 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts.
And McClaskey, the Gonzaga Bulldog, pitched 34 2/3 innings of work this last season with a 4.67 ERA. He recorded 39 strikeouts to just 13 walks. His first appearance of the year came against the Valley Blue Sox and wasn't the best. Gave up, 2 runs and 2 2/3 innings of work. Good for a 6.75 ERA so far on the young season, but he knows he's capable of more. It was location issues that first time around against the Valley Blue Sox where he just got through 1 inning and walked a few too many guys, but his second time out looked far more promising and looks to continue that impressive run here tonight.
And it is beneficial to McClaskey, the fact that the Newport offense has put up 7 runs, so even if it is a step down from what Will Taylor was doing, you do have that assurance, and that goes a long way at this point. But for Vermont, it's about the bats getting hot. They have gotten hot recently. You go back to the game against Danbury, able to tie it up from coming down from behind, and then rain delay, lightning delay. And then against North Shore, eking out the runs at the end to take a 3-1 win, and then the 11-run onslaught against North Adams, but now finding themselves in a 7-run hole.
McClaskey, he does just have a 111 batting average against so far this season, so not an easy guy to put hard hit balls in play off of, but if you're the Mountaineers, you just got to be patient. You got to make sure that he comes to you first. And one thing I'm sure you might have noticed in warm-ups, Jack, is he's very loose. He's very calm. Even when he was struggling in his first appearance of the year, he rebounded just fine his second time around. Almost like a rubber band, if you will, the way he can explode, but also just really stretch things out and stay loose.
And that's what you need to do in a league like the NECBL. First pitch to Bryce Rudisil in that 7 spot is a strike, 93-mile-an-hour too.
Yeah. And he's someone that, in college didn't walk that many guys. He had a 3-1 K to walk ratio, only in 13 walks in over 30 innings, as we said.
Russell pops it up, left side in foul territory, and it drops down fair.
I think we're going to have it be called dead. It'll be a ground rule double, I believe.
And so drops down to that bullpen area. So Rudisil goes to second base, and that's how you get things started.
Middle of no man's land. Right down the left field line, you had Trammell working back, Novak working in, and Gandy offering some aid over from short, but gets down just a foot or so in play and kicks left. Good for a ground rule double.
Yeah, they don't ask how, especially when you're trailing by 7. Just however you can get anyone in scoring position is a victory at this point.
And a bonus for Rudisil, he was 0 for 3 against North Shore in his last appearance. Brings up Dylan Littlefield, Eastern Kentucky product. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts in the game against North Adams. He'll foul it straight back.
And if you're McClaskey, you really just can't let that first at-bat get to you. I mean, if you were to plug that exit velocity and launch angle into whatever pitching software I'm sure these guys do, that's an out 90% of the time. You can't let just a double in the box score affect you. Just keep pitching and you'll find outs.
We want to show off the rubber band. Here you go. Littlefield skies it foul left side into the hazy Rhode Island evening.
Still a lot of fans here, even as we move towards the back half. Sticking it out, it's Tiverton Little League night.
Yeah, so
some aspiring NECBL players, I'm sure, in the stands.
Of course, grown up going to the ballparks and probably idolizing these guys they get to see every summer. Some of the best talent in the country. Pitch out of the glove of the catcher Broski, and then going to third is Rudisil just in time on the throw over to Trammell.
Breaking ball just popping out of the mitt. Broski giving himself a pound on the chest there, just trying to shake it.
Littlefield, a 2026 ace on all freshmen, had hits in 15 of the last 18 games this season with EKU. 1-2 the count. Littlefield keeps it alive.
Started all 55 games this season for Eastern Kentucky.
Hey, a guy that you can rely on early. And, of course, in the NECBL, we see a lot of guys that are entering their sophomore season or their junior year where they've already can make an impact in their first few seasons at the collegiate level and knowing they have so much more development to go. You want the wins and losses, but at the end of the day, you want to be a better ball player.
And, well, if you're Littlefield here as he fouls another one away, you just got to think small. You know, with that runner standing at third and nobody out, you got to get the offensive going somehow, and even if that's a ground out up the middle, some nice kicks on.
Yeah, nice shot of the shoes. McClaskey gets set. Delivers one. That Littlefield swings and misses for out number 1. First
some high
strikeout.
heat.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, blew it by him on the high fastball. We see it again right here. And that is just perfect. Whew. High fastball is one of the toughest pitches to hit in baseball. It's so appetizing, especially for a power hitter like Littlefield. A great pitch selection there by McClaskey.
You want the ride added to your fastball. Keep it in the zone so you don't know where the batter's going to go with it. Collender with a check swing. That is ruled a strike, 0-1. Collender struck out in the third, and we've already harped on the catching woes for him, and the throw down to the infield has brought at least 1 run home today.
Yeah, but a chance to earn that run back right here. Just need a ball in play, even if it's on the ground up the middle or a deep fly ball into an outfielder's mitt. It should score Mullen from, Rudisil from third nonetheless.
And sometimes getting that first run is the hardest one.
He'll square a bunt pull back, 2-1.
Safety squeeze action.
Yeah, and going back to that game against Danbury where Collender got his first hit of the season, it was a double. Speaking with hitting coach Reagan Saulnier, and she said it was so relieving for Collender to finally get one. He has a heavy swing, was getting close, and finally breaking through with that double was a big step in his development for the season, trying to get him on a hot streak with a 3-1 count with 1 out and 1 runner at third in Rudisill.
Vermont just trying to replicate that 11-run outing that they had on Monday.
I mean, the way things are going, they'll need at least close to that if they want to pull off an incredible comeback here at Cardines.
Callender squaring to bunt. Really early on the square, pulls it back, it finds the zone, runs the count full.
An interesting decision to try and roll with the safety squeeze, especially when you're ahead in the count and you know that you're probably getting a fastball from McClaskey.
Yeah, high fastball nonetheless. That's not something you want to lay a bunt down on.
Full count deal from McClaskey. And it lands down in fair territory left field. Rudisill trots home. Callender going to hustle over to second, and Vermont puts their first run of the night on the board.
And 2 ground rule doubles and 3 batters. When's the last time you can say that? Especially here where you're not going to have a traditional quote-unquote ground rule double where it's going to bounce over the fence or maybe get stuck in the fence. We've seen that sometimes, or under the fence. That one just bouncing into the bullpen, and Vermont's on the board.
And that time I knew the rules.
Yes, Callender just absolutely lacing that one. He was quick with the hands, able to fully turn that waist into it and ropes one right down the left field line for a ground rule double.
So the Mountaineers with 1 run on the board and brings up the top of the order in Matthew Minkler. 2 for 6 against North Adams with 3 stolen bags to his name. 3 for 9 against Newport last season. Vermont losing both games to the Gulls. Also had 2 RBIs and a run score, and he'll ground that one in a short chopper. The third baseman, Trammell, trying to throw it over to first, and he will get him. Callender advances to third, but a great play from the Newport infield.
Braxton Trammell barely even had time to take a look at the first base bag. He was just full head of steam running in, and then a quick whip over to first.
Especially with the humidity, the rain that came through about a couple hours ago. That's some wet grass that you have to deal with. And you see just running up and throwing it. What a laser from Trammell.
An off-balance laser, too. He made that great charging scoop, and it looked like he nearly stumbled and lost his footing. So still make that throw.
And obviously Minkler, a speedy guy as well.
And, not only make that throw in time, but have it be on target is really impressive.
Yeah, as you said, Minkler of all people is really impressive. Now it's Leonard at the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch. Trying to continue some scoring in the top of the 5th inning. Vermont down 6. Looking to advance to 3-2 on the season. Newport, if they hold on, will be 3-2-1. As McClaskey drops one in for strike 1. Leonard 1 for 2 against North Shore, did not play in the game against North Adams. Also had 2 walks in that game. And Leonard puts one into the 3-4 gap for a base hit. Trotting home is Sebastian Callender, and a hit single for Braden Leonard, his 2nd RBI of the season.
And this is what we were talking about. Once you get one, it just seems like the offense can start to open up. And after Callender's double down the left field line, it's Leonard just smacking one the other way into the right down the right field line. It's good for a single and an RBI and some life in the Mountaineers offense.
Leonard's possibly going to be the cornerstone of this batting order. One of the best hitters for the Villanova Wildcats this season. Obviously, they struggled this season as a program, but he led them in several offensive categories. One of the best players in the Big East, as that's thrown back over to first.
They'll check in at first.
Yep. He's going to be someone who powers this Vermont offense.
Especially this is one of the other ones that would do that as well in Kevin Hager. That 2-3-4 order for Vermont is very potent. Here comes the throw down to second, and it gets into the center field. Leonard stays at second base, but a stolen bag for the Wildcat.
I feel like I'm having deja vu, Jack.
Yeah.
3 throws from the catcher position today have skipped into center field, 2 of them via Callender. Broski now with his first.
Well, shows that this Newport team is indeed human, and that Vermont probably was not thinking in the first few innings of play. Have scored in 3 straight innings, 2 in the second, 4 in the third off the grand slam, and then 1 in the 4th. 0-1, even the count, or 2-2.
That was a good spot if you're Mickey McClaskey. Breaking ball top of the zone. Just doesn't get the benefit of the call.
Yeah, I don't particularly know where that one missed, Harry.
McClaskey gets his sign. Hager 2 for 4 last outing against North Adams. So an RBI in that game. Leonard takes off, throw down to third, and that is well in time. And that wraps up the top of the 5th, but not before 2 runs come around to score on 3 hits. No errors and none left on the base path. Home half of the 5th up next. Novak, Cloud, and Gandy when we come back on NECBL Plus and Unbeaten Sports. Cardines Field 7-2 Newport on top of the Vermont Mountaineers. A reminder that whether you are an island resident or planning a summer getaway, the fastest way to get to the Cape and the islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Have you guys been to Martha's Vineyard yet this season?
I will be going tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I'll tell you, it
Yes.
was quite the treat, especially the ferry over. You had all the players taking out their phones, snagging some pictures. It is a trip unlike any other.
If you want to do your stereotypical New England summer, I feel like you got to do a
yeah.
Martha's Vineyard trip at some
So
point.
are you guys? Are you driving back home and then driving?
No. So we're staying in Wareham, Massachusetts. So
Okay.
right off the Cape, because Vermont does have North Shore afterwards. So doing a Massachusetts/Rhode Island road trip here.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're staying a few nights down south. Should be fun.
Yeah, Wareham's a good town.
Yeah.
It's right off the Cape, on the Cape, depending on how much of a purist you are. There's a lot of nice stuff to do there.
1-1 the count to Ryan Novak, who has had 2 walks today. Came around to score in the 3rd. Was one of the runs that scored courtesy of the Gus Gandy Grand Slam. Say that 5 times fast.
That's tough.
1-2. Yeah, very excited for the boat ride. Hopefully the weather calms down a bit, though. I don't want to get any motion sickness.
Yes, most
That's the
definitely.
last thing you want before you're calling a 3.5-hour baseball
Oh,
game.
yeah.
It should be fun times at the Shark Tank tomorrow. Novak grounds it to short, and Hager, and an easy throw to Rudisil in time for out number 1. Brings up Caden Cloud.
I know it's early in the season, but the Mountaineers rocking a little bit of a shift already. They have last year's scouting report on Novak, and a ground ball that was shot basically right back up the middle is right to the feet of Hager, who makes the easy out for number 1.
Yeah, Novak kind of went fishing for that one, but a little low. Just driving it right to short.
And going right back down the middle. This time it's a base hit. Hager couldn't get to it in time, and a single for Caden Cloud, his 2nd of the night.
Caden Cloud just hitting the ball hard, as last time around it was a ground ball right between 3rd and short, and this time right back where it came from, straight up the middle. And now a lot of focus on the guy at the dish who had the grand slam his last time around, Gus Gandy.
Well, he was 0 for 15 coming into this game. He's now 1 for 16, and that one being a towering grand slam over the right center field wall. Gandy squares to bunt, but he pulls back. Not for it. It's called strike 1.
Well, you talk about Ryan Novak, who was 1 for 10 entering yesterday's contest, and once he had that first home run, he said, why not do it again? I'll tack on one more. And I'm sure Gus Gandy showing bunt, trying to catch the Mountaineers off guard, but if he can swing away, he has a big hit on his mind.
Yeah. And how often is it you see someone square bunt right after they've hit a home run, let alone a grand slam? That's
Yeah, you're swinging for the fences after that.
yeah, but it's smart. You're trying to keep the rally going, keep the ball moving, get a couple runs back.
And again, a check-in at first with Rudisil, not in time, but that's something that Kevin Smith has really preached with these Vermont pitchers, is that you shouldn't shy away from checking in, despite if the crowd might boo you a bit. It's a way to check in on your infield, make sure everything's up and running. Maybe get a free out if you're lucky. 0-1 the count. Put in play, grounded to second, and throw is in time. Cloud advances to second by getting Gandy out for out number 2.
For the diehard Newport Gulls fans, a quick note. The Kevin Smith that's been mentioned many times today as the head coach and manager of the Vermont Mountaineers is not the same Kevin Smith that was the pitching coach for the Newport Gulls last season. 2 different, but 2 very talented baseball men.
Absolutely. Former lieutenant colonel in the Army as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is don't make him mad.
No.
Not a guy
And
you
a
want to
lot
mess
of-
with. I'm sure.
A lot of military terminology as well.
I'm sure all the players will be in their hotel rooms come curfew time.
Exactly.
Not
Batting
someone you wanna
practice is
mess with.
16:30. It's not 4:30. Important distinction to make. Gotta do the quick math in my head. Brings up Braxton Trammell. Of course, got the scoring started back in the second. Watch the pitch go high and outside, 1-0.
Newport with a chance to make it 4 straight innings where they've scored runs, and with 2 outs. It's been all the 3 previous times, and Trammell with another 2-out runner in scoring position opportunity.
Again, the 2-out situations is where Newport has found the magic sauce. It's 2-0.
It's just that relentlessness, and when you use all 3 outs, it makes you that much better offensively.
Yeah, it's the sign of an elite offensive team, elite hitting team, if they can scrape across runs with 2 outs. A lot of teams kind of crawl into a shell, get a little nervous when they get to that point. Newport has not been that thus far this season.
Team that was second in the NECBL last year in RBIs, 238 to their name. Ultra delivers. A rifle down the right field line.
Got a good grip on that one, right over the head of first base coach Noah Martinez, and the numbers 3 for 7 with 2 outs. The Newport Gulls so far here today.
1 for 5 for Vermont.
Tends to be the difference.
That's why it's a 5-run lead for the Gulls. 2-1 is upstairs, make it 3-1. Trammell is 1 for 2 today. Also that stolen bag after the 2-run RBI. After him would be Broski if we were to get there. Cloud dances off a second. We'll check back in. Hager was off the bag.
And you mentioned the pitching philosophy being to check back in on runners. We've seen pitchers throw over to second a couple times, which isn't all that common, especially at the college level and the summer collegiate level. You don't see it all too much.
Especially with the lead that Cloud has. Why not? About 8 or 9 feet off the bag. See him in your shot. Holter delivers. And it's a 5-pitch walk.
That was an uncompetitive ball for it. The last thing I think he wanted to do was give Trammell something to drive, especially when, with Broski, it's a more favorable matchup. It's righty on righty, and Broski has struggled to get good wood on the ball in fair territory this year. We've seen him pull some foul balls pretty hard, but he hasn't been able to put it together to do damage yet. So we'll see here if that's a decision that pays off.
Adam Broski, 2 for 21 on the season, struck out back in the 4th. And he will put one in fair territory into left field. Turning for home is Cloud. The throw is off the mark. Throw down back to third. That one's in time, though. But the run will count. Cloud comes around to score, but ends the inning. We're through 5 here with the Newport Gulls out to a 6-run lead. The 6th, top of the 6th up next with Hager, Benevento, and Mullen when we come back from Newport. We're through 5 here from Cardines Field. It's an 8-2 Newport lead, the 4th straight innings, with the Gulls have found home plate. Looking to hold it with Mickey McClaskey still on the mound, working in his 2nd inning here.
And what I found out earlier today, our wonderful socials team shot a little, what's your pregame superstition? And Mickey McClaskey gave his answer. He eats some of those Reese's sticks before each of his appearances, and I guess gives him a little bit of a sugar rush, to the energy that he needs to get through these outings.
Well, I know, Ethan, you have the dreaded peanut allergy, so I won't touch you here.
So
But
I've got to stay away.
yeah, but I'm a big fan. Reese's dark chocolate, and the hack is you put them in the freezer.
Oh,
I do that with
interesting.
Before Thin Mints went to shared lines, I couldn't have them anymore. I did that with Thin Mints. So
That's a great choice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you don't expect them all the time to put them in the freezer.
That tastes better
and they're good.
frozen.
Yeah.
Anything frozen just seems to hit the spot.
I'll do a more healthier option, grapes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Frozen
Oh,
grapes. Put them in the freezer for a day or two. immaculate afternoon snack.
Yeah, I'm a big grapes guy in the summer in general because not only I think grapes are delicious, but they hydrate you too.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fruit is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep. Says the orange.
Says the orange.
So
Yeah.
I don't think I think it's a top 5 thing of all time.
We've got art class, fruit, Kevin Hager swinging and missing.
Yeah.
Oh, on the count.
What more could you want?
It's been a night.
Maybe 10 degrees warmer, but other than that.
Maybe. The wind could die down. I have too many paperweights out here.
So is grapes your favorite?
Out of fruit, yeah.
Out of fruit? I don't know.
I love strawberries, blueberries, but specifically purple grapes, like a crisp purple grape.
I like the green ones more.
The
Ooh, I
green
don't
ones are
know.
good. I can't argue that.
Yeah. I think a watermelon's probably my first fruit.
I was going to say watermelon, but it's so like only in the summer. I'm never
Yeah.
munching on any watermelon come winter. I think
Well, you gotta have the
strawberries
perfect one.
strawberries are just year round. They do the job.
I haven't had watermelon in at least 16 years.
Why is that?
I'm allergic.
It's
Oh.
like mainly water.
Yeah.
Kevin Hager strikes out, by the way.
So I'm allergic to the other 5% or whatever.
I guess you are. So Hager has sat down his third strikeout of the day. Benevento now at the plate. He is 0 for 1, struck out in the first, was walked in the fourth. He got to third base before the inning wrapped up. Now going against McClaskey for the first time. I will say strawberries up there.
Yes.
Might be 2 or 3.
I love a good strawberry. I mean, right on par. I love a good orange.
Benevento swings and
yeah.
misses. Wonder why.
A wonderful citrus fruit just does the job quite perfectly, if you ask me.
And I think the best thing about fruit is each one of them, at least that I like and won't kill me, has a specific application that's fantastic. Like strawberry and blueberry ice cream is unbeaten. Love lemonade.
Benevento puts it in play. Slow chopper to third, trying to run up and throw it as Tremont bobbled it. So Benevento will get to first base, second time that he's aboard on the
Definitely
evening.
not an easy play to make. Tremont basically having to cut Gandy off just to have a shot at the fast Benevento, but one that he wishes he could have fielded cleanly and had a chance over at first, but a tough play nonetheless.
And one you want to have back, but regardless, it puts Benevento aboard and also give him credit for the tough play Trammell made earlier.
Oh,
Call it a
yes.
wash.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's no guarantee that the throw would have gotten there in time. I feel like it would have been bang bang.
So it brings up Aiden Body, who is pinch hitting for Nick Mullen, another Rhode Island Ram in this lineup. So back in the state where he plays his collegiate ball.
Yeah, a couple guys that are just less than an hour away from Cardines Field.
Body watches pitch 1 go low for ball 1.
He had a solid performance in URI's run to the final game of the A-10 tournament. He had 7 hits and 2 ribbies, as URI nearly went on a Cinderella run to repeat as Atlantic 10 champions.
And just for scoring purposes, Benevento's reach to first base was off of an error. Strike 1.
I'm sure our cameraman, Matt Clements, is quite delighted to see all the Rhode Island representation.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure you are excited, Ethan.
Yeah, love the Rams.
Of course.
Rams and Friars, man.
Yeah.
But Providence, it's not baseball anymore, so this is the closest I'll get.
Body. It's one high. In the infield, and Trammell flashes the glove for out number 2.
McClaskey doing a good job of settling in during this second inning of work. He's just been pounding the zone more and more competitive with his pitches, and that's why I think he's seen a uptick in success.
Looks like Elliot Miles is going to pinch hit now.
Yeah, so another pinch hitter in for Tyler Jones, who his day will end 0-2. Elliot Miles, an outstanding player at the D3 level at UMass Boston, so not too far of a drive for him either.
And yesterday, well, the final score was a 12-run win in favor of Newport. The Danbury Westerners really got something going when they started implementing some of their pinch hitters. You get some of those fresh bats in the lineup, and they can, pick up a couple hits to get things rolling.
Because for a lot of those pinch hitters, this is the biggest time of their season. It's their chance to prove that they not only belong on this team, but belong in the starting lineup, or at least as a fixture off the bench.
Miles fouls it off himself, 0-1. Elliot Miles was one of 5 players for the Mountaineers against the North Adams Steeplecats to get their first hits of the season. It was Elliot Miles, Aiden Body, Nick Mullen, Tyler Jones, and J.J. Parsons, one of the other catchers, all of them having doubles. And that 11-run, 11-hit win, and a shutout win over North Adams. 0-1 to Miles. Take a big swing and miss, 0-2.
Great breaking pitch there, diving low and outside. Miles looked a little off balance there on that long swing.
So Miles will take over at third base for Tyler Jones, and Mullen being the DH today. 0-2. And it gets behind the catcher Broski, free bag for Benevento. He'll go to second.
Broski able to stop it right before it reached that out-of-play line, if you will. The dugouts on the right fielder side have a cutoff point where if it creeps into close enough into dugout territory, it's an extra free bag, but Broski able to recover after the pass ball.
One of the many quirks of Cardines Field. McClaskey trying to put Miles away and put the inning away here. Breaking ball, fouled straight up. 80 miles an hour off the arm of McClaskey. The haze is starting to move in as well. You can see it off the floodlights. The wind carrying off the docks and off the ocean.
This feels like a spooky fall baseball outing.
Ooh, happy Halloween, early Halloween.
Definitely not like early June.
No, does not feel like June 10th weather. 1-2 again to Miles. Put in play, grounded to Gandy at short. He'll make the throw over to J. Rose at first to retire the side. No runs come around to score on no hits. 1 error and 1 left on base. Bottom of the 6th up next. Top of the order for the Gulls with Zyrus, Klug, and Brown. We come back from Cardines Field. New pitcher for Vermont. It's number 39, Connor Jernigan, making his second appearance of the season out of William and Mary. And the fans at Cardines Field don't mind the weather. They're dancing along, having a good time, especially since their home team is up by 6, heading to the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, the weather might be a little cold, but the vibes are riding high, I'll tell you that much.
This park definitely has, it's very high on the vibes meter.
Yes, yes. A little YMCA dancing before the bottom of the 6th. Newport.
Straight out of Yankee Stadium.
We were about 30 minutes from first pitch, and we were just having a dance party on the grandstand.
Yes, we were.
That's how we do things here.
Us interns love to get after it, and even while the temperature and wind has begun to pick up, we've been riding right on through, man.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
The Newport offense obviously has as well. 4 straight innings where they've scratched across at least 1, looking to make it 5 in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, and let me tell you guys, Cardines Field, it's great any day, but when you get to July and it's 80 degrees, especially a Friday night, and this place is packed to the gills, packed to the gulls, you could say, there's nothing better. This place becomes magical. That was bad. I'll take
yeah,
that.
that's okay. The dad jokes are strong with you. I'm well aware of that.
No mountains out here, though. Like I'm sure,
No.
given the name, there are in Vermont.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the mountain overlooks center field. Beautiful out there.
Oh, wow.
Amazing drive. When you make the trek up in a few weeks, you're going to be blown away. Zyrus fouls it back, 1-2. Also, new catcher for Vermont in J.J. Parsons, so making that swap.
So, Jack, you can see the mountain from the field.
Yes.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
Well, there's a lot of mountains, but one mountain
yeah.
is off the, thanks to the Winooski River as well, a sharp ground to Hager. It makes the throw to Sam Bradley at first as well, so a lot of field changes for Vermont, but regardless, they put one away.
Yeah, and that one got to Hager in the blink of an eye. Super quick off the bat of Zyrus, and a good piece of hitting, but it's only out number 1.
And again, we've mentioned time and time again how many runs has Newport scored off of those 2-out situations.
Yeah, it feels like they're purposely waiting or something. They got to get those 2 men out just so they can start scoring.
Or maybe it's like switching sports here, but in 2K you have the ability, or in Madden you get the X factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
maybe,
what they're at.
Yeah, when they get the 2 outs, all their stats get a 5% boost or something. Yeah.
Put in play. Hop to Miles at third base. Throws in time. Puts 2 away just like that.
2 quick outs for Jernigan, and now he'll have Cade Brown as he looks to go 1-2-3.
The first 1-2-3 inning for Vermont since the top of the first, or bottom of the first, excuse me. Final line for Jackson Holcher as well was 2 full innings allowed, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them being earned. Walked 2 batters, struck out 3 of them.
And after an off day, you have a lot of fresh arms if you're the Mountaineers, so just trying to toss everybody a couple of innings and see what they can do.
And Kevin Smith also said for this road trip, you're seeing a lot of cool venues, a lot of history, what New England Summer Ball is all about. So he wants to get a lot of people in the lineup getting playing time on this road trip as well, specifically emphasizing that. 2-0.
Yeah, the goals, we follow we're home Monday, Wednesday, Friday, on the road Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So we won't have any full-on away trips this season.
This is our second. Jernigan went 2 2/3 against the Mystic Schooners with the final pitcher that Vermont used. He allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 1 K. 3-0 the count to Cade Brown. Jernigan played in 15 games with a 1-4 record and 1 save for William and Mary this season. Delivers the strike, 3-1.
A good spot. I think Brown was probably taking nonetheless, but right on that lone away corner.
Very patient hitter is Cade Brown.
Three 3-1. Just upstairs, and it'll be a free base for Brown. Second time he's been walked today.
And well, Newport has at least 1 man aboard for now the 5th consecutive inning, and we talked about that success with 2 outs and with Ryan Jarrow stepping in, who was a very dangerous man last night with 2 extra base hits. A 5th consecutive inning with a run coming with 2 outs definitely isn't out of the realm of possibilities.
Was hit by a pitch in the second, reaching a fielder's choice in the third, struck out in the fourth. 1-0 to the Scarlet Knight.
Yep. Your fellow New Jersey native.
Yes,
yep.
Native of Cranford, just about 2 towns over from me. Lovely restaurant in Cranford. I'll give them a shout out. It's called Toast. They have red velvet pancakes.
Ooh, interesting.
And they are phenomenal. And instead of syrup, or you get syrup, instead of butter, you get cream cheese icing.
Ooh.
That sounds good.
Yeah. I'm probably making you guys very hungry.
Yes, you got my tummy rumbling over here.
2-0 to J-Rose. We got to give the love when you can. We had our shout-outs earlier to our birthdays, our graduations. How about some good pancakes as well?
Yes, some phenomenal pancakes.
I've never heard of a red velvet pancake. And I really want it now.
Yeah, now you really want it.
I'm intrigued. I'm a chocolate chip guy at heart.
Ooh, yeah. That's a good pull as well.
Yeah, I love a blueberry pancake.
2-1, big swing out of the bat of J-Rose.
He's just trying to bring back up fruit, Ethan. We already talked about fruit.
Dude, it was part of the conversation. It's not my fault. I like blueberries,
joking.
man.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip pancakes are good. I can't hate.
Food is always a good conversation. Count even at 2 apiece, puts the Deuces Wild on the scoreboard as J-Rose watched that one go by him. Jernigan trying to get through his first inning of work in 4 batters. Puts one in play to right field on a 1-hop. Grabbing it is Benevento. So advances Brown to second and puts J-Rose aboard with his first hit of the evening.
A good piece of 2-strike hitting, just sends one the other way on a line, and that's good for another 2-out single for the Gulls. Just a couple of feet in front of Benevento.
And that is how you're taught to hit with 2 strikes since Little League. You want to shorten up, just try to drive it the other way, get it down in front of the fielder for a base hit. That is textbook right there.
I was not taught that, but I was just swinging for the fence in Little League. I did not have any CBL aspirations.
You missed that practice.
Yeah, I guess I might have.
what could have been. Jack Radzinski could have been suiting up on the field right now.
I could have been Ryan Novak right now.
But then who could have been with us tonight?
Exactly. Yeah. Ryan Novak could have been up in the booth. You never know.
In another world, Ryan Novak is up here in the booth.
Yeah. Jack, are you a lefty too?
No.
Oh.
I'm left-footed.
Oh.
I'm right-handed but left-footed. That's become like my fun fact when you like introduce people like in a group.
Yeah.
I say
like icebreakers.
Like icebreaker. Like that's my icebreaker.
Interesting. What ear do you listen most with?
I don't know. Novak grounds at one hop to Leonard at second, makes the throw in time, and that wraps up the bottom of the second. No runs come around to score on one hit, no errors, one left on the base path. Head to the top of the seventh, Rudisill, Littlefield, and Parsons. When we come back, Harry Tidwell will take it home. Hello to our people at NECBL Plus. We'll be right back from Newport.
The top of the seventh of tonight's NECBL action, the Newport Gulls and Vermont Mountaineers. Some fans still toughening it out in this one. The Gulls leading 8-2. They were held scoreless in the bottom of the sixth for the first time, going all the way back to the bottom of the first. From the broadcast booth, it's Ethan Poole to my right, Jack Radzinski to my left, and I'm Harry Tidwell as we take it all in on NECBL and Unbeaten Sports. And Jack, I know this is your first time on a Gulls broadcast, but we like to do a little something. We like to go above and beyond here in Newport, in case you haven't gotten that vibe just yet. And my question for the two of you guys is, which player in MLB history has had the most consecutive seasons with at least one home run? Which player in MLB history has had the most consecutive seasons where they've hit at least one home run? We're going to get back to that answer in the bottom of the seventh, so you have some time to think about it. But I'll tell you guys and the viewers at home, of course, this isn't a guy that is exactly known for his power hitting.
I have an idea. I'll wait until you, but my thinking is it doesn't necessarily need to be someone that has power. It needs to be someone that played for a long time.
Yeah, just had enough to get at least one over the fence every season. McClaskey back out there for the Newport Gulls in his third inning of work. Fly ball center field. Klug works his way over towards the right side and makes the catch for out number one. It sounded good off the bat, but just not quite enough underneath it as Rudisill is retired and Dylan Littlefield steps on it.
So actually it'll be Matthew Jackson.
Yes.
It was Sam Bradley. So just almost complete change for Vermont in terms of how they're approaching this latter half of the ball game.
I was going to say, that does not look like Dylan Littlefield. Matthew Jackson, the outfielder from Stony Brook, 80 career games at the collegiate level, batting .251 with a 380 OBP, a 422 slugging. That's good for a 802 OPS.
All CAA honorable mention in 2025.
I know, of course, Ethan, you're very used to the Long Island stuff, being a member of the Hofstra Pride.
Very used to the CAA as well.
Of course.
I've called this guy's games. I called a game where his Seawolves beat Hofstra 10-0. So that wasn't the best time for me, but
I also have to say for the first time that in the NECBL, I called someone that I actually got to call in high school. That was someone that played for my high school's rival team. So that was interesting.
Well, now over half of the Vermont Mountaineers lineup has seen change in the top of the seventh as Jackson falls behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes. McClaskey trying to tack on another strikeout victim. Pitch. Fly ball left field, moving towards the line and foul by just a couple of feet
that
into
one
the
not
bullpen.
The funny ground rule double. Not that time.
Yeah, that was a decent piece of opposite field hitting, though. Just had to straighten out a little bit. Inside out, just sliced a little bit too much. Again, who knows? We've said this all night. Maybe the wind impacted it a little much for it to stay
It's
fair.
hard to know. It feels like 1 second it's blowing left, the other it's blowing right. And
of course, we're all the way back here, and things could be a little different out there. It's strange.
The 1-2. Breaking ball misses high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. McClaskey, 38 pitches so far here tonight. Gave up 2 runs in the top of the 5th, but a shutout inning in the 6th, trying to replicate that in the 7th. That one misses. McClaskey wanted it. I thought it nicked the bottom of the zone, but the home plate umpire goes, no, no, no. Count runs full. Jackson stands in. A pitch from McClaskey. Fouled left side off the netting. And we'll do it again.
Jackson actually pitched twice in the 2024 season for the Seawolves as well.
Quite a few guys have done that for Vermont. Rex Hauser, a two-way player this season. Matthew Minkler tossed a few last year for the Mountaineers as well.
Line drive, left side, tailing towards the line, and fair ball. It's going to be good for extra bases as Jackson digs in for 2. And make it a 1-out double for Matthew Jackson, the pinch hitter.
And that's a swing that's just made to go the other way. That's a short, compact swing, but a pretty hard one at that. Sends it the other way twice in that at-bat. Pretty well hit. That one stayed just fair. It was nearly a ground rule double. That one stayed in.
Some chairs had to be thrown out of the way by the Vermont Mountaineers pitching staff.
Yep. But Jackson thrives going to left field, and we saw it again there.
He just missed what would have been a double earlier in this at-bat by a mere matter of feet. He picks it up nonetheless just a few pitches later. J.J. Parsons stands in, the man filling in at catcher for Sebastian Collender. Subbed in last inning. And that one's too far inside. It got him. So after the double, it's a hit by pitch to Parsons, and now 2 men aboard and 1 out in the top of the 7th as Matthew Minkler searches for his first hit of the ball game.
And Minkler is someone that has gotten pretty hot, especially when you go back to Vermont's homestand against North Shore North Adams. This is a chance for Minkler to turn things around, especially with a lot of rotation in the overall field and batting order for the Mountaineers. You have a chance if you're Minkler to turn things around, and yeah, it seems like a tall task, and absolutely is down 6 and only 3 more shots guaranteed, but you do have a chance to at least create some momentum, not only for your team, but for yourself.
If you could tack on a few more runs here, this game doesn't at all seem out of reach. Kevin Long goes out for a little meeting on the mound. You look at that great collection of hats with the Gulls, and I think the Vermont Mountaineers have an excellent cap as well. Well, Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL, also known as Z hats. Zephyr is the authentic college hat with over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure to pick up your Gulls or Mountaineers hat, official on-field cap, today.
Harry, can I pay you a compliment real quick?
I'd never decline one of those.
You have very good transitions to the reads.
Yeah. I almost want to stand up and clap, but we're very cramped here at Cardines Field. I don't think I get back down.
Hey, I think my job of reading the ads is a lot easier compared to Mickey McClaskey having to find and locate a 92-mile-per-hour fastball, but I appreciate it, guys.
Of course. Well, we don't have to compare. He's good at what he does. You're good at what you do.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe McClaskey, all he had to do was just read a Zephyr hat ad read, and then he's good to go.
Yeah, I think he could do what I do. I don't think I could bump my fastball velo by 30 miles per hour. Catches the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
I think I touched 50 on one of those carnival
There you
things.
go.
I can't get beyond that.
I think that's about where I got to, like 45, 55.
Yeah.
Like that range.
Matthew Jackson stands at second. J.J. Parsons over at first. Matthew Minkler at the dish. 1 out in the top of the 7th. Mickey McClaskey in his 3rd inning of work. Pitch home. Swing and a wave. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball in the dirt. And McClaskey works ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Still trying to think of your question, Harry. Trying to piece the answer, because I'm not like the biggest baseball history guide. I know, as you said it, you alluded to someone like not niche, but not someone you expect. I don't think it's like Babe Ruth or something. So I don't know.
Can we ask questions about it?
Pitch home, outside, ball 2. Throw down to second. Got him. Sorry to cut you off right there, Ethan, but the double steal. Jackson moves into third safely, but Broski picks out the long way with the throw to second. Nabs Parsons for the second out of the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. I'll give you guys each a question when we come back. How's that sound? Or if Minkler works his way aboard. But we'll see with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and Matthew Jackson over at third. Pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A beautiful breaking ball from McClaskey ends his 3rd inning of relief. Newport with an 8-2 lead as we head to stretch time in the goalie race on NECBL Plus. Take me out to the ball game, the bottom of the 7th, and the Gulls with an 8-2 lead as we enter the back third of this one, and on the field with some more, it's Veronica Borelli, our sideline reporter.
Newport Gulls' John Mass led the NECBL this week with the highest spin rate of an individual pitch with 3,500 rotations per minute. Mass is coming off of his sophomore season at Boston College and his first season with the Newport Gulls. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Veronica. John Mass just hit in the transfer portal out of Boston College, a Portsmouth guy, just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Cardanes Field. Now, I promised I'd hand out some hints when we came back. The question for those of you just joining us was, which MLB player has had the most consecutive seasons with at least 1 home run? Ethan, I'll give you a question if you'd like one.
Okay. What decade did they end in?
You know what, I have it in front of me. I can tell you if you give me just a second. It did reach into the 2000s, beginning of the 21st century. I'll go over to you, Jack Raczynski.
What, AL or NL?
He spent time in both.
Oof. What team was he primarily known for?
Most notably the American League.
Okay.
Yes.
Ooh. This is throwing me off because my original guess was going to be Carl Yastrzemski because he played for 23 years.
That's good shout.
Like, he was a guy that had power, but he didn't get to 500. He was more of a contact guy, but that's obviously not true. He retired in 1983.
Caden Cloud, this ball crushed down the left field line, and it's off the wall. Cloud digging for 2. He's in there standing up. And a 3-hit performance for the new kid from Kentucky. This ball was yanked right down the left field line, reminiscent of his home run down in Danbury just yesterday evening. The Newport Gulls bullpen was letting the left fielder Jackson hear it a little bit on his run over.
And that's another quirk is that the bullpen's out there. You guys can kind of talk to each other on either side.
A fiery start to the bottom of the 7th as Gus Gandy digs in. All right, so do you have your final guess for me, Ethan?
I'm thinking. I need a minute because I'm out of sorts right now. AL and NL had to have played at least 20 years. Probably 20, maybe 25 or 24. Because, again, Yastrzemski was for 23, and it's not him.
This is tough.
Yeah. This is a good one.
Up and in, ball 2 to Gus Gandy.
That's how you warm the brain up.
Yeah. Have all the ones you've gone to this year been that tough?
Yeah, yesterday's was the highest 3 true outcome season by any hitter.
Oh, wow.
Which was Joey Gallo back with the Texas Rangers in
I would have
2019.
Never even know where to start.
I would have thought Adam Dunn, but Joey Gallo would have made sense.
That one catches the outer third for strike 1. All right, I'm putting you on a shot clock, Ethan. I need an answer out of you. Come on, here we go.
Finals are going on right now.
Yes, they are.
That is true.
I need the Knicks to lose. And I'm supposed to be impartial, but.
2 balls, 1 strike. Gandy rips one down the left field line, down for a base hit. Cloud getting the wave. He'll score. Gus Gandy digging for second. The throw in. Got him. It's an RBI single nonetheless as Caden Cloud crosses home plate to make it a 9-2 ball game, but Gandy tries to stretch it for 2, and the Mountaineers pick up their first out of the inning. Jackson, a nice throw in. Okay, final answer.
I know it's not right, but I have to say this owing to some history Jack and I have together. Bobby Bonilla. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. However.
Yes, you're right in that it's wrong.
Yeah.
Jack, I'll go over to you.
I genuinely don't know what to say.
Piazza? I don't know. That's a real guess. I don't think that's correct.
He said primarily AL.
Yeah.
Or most known for an AL. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know,
This is good.
Bernie Williams or something. I don't know.
That's also going to be incorrect.
Yeah.
I got to give a big shout out before I reveal this to our guy down in the production dungeon, Joe, who texted me his answer in between innings, and it was correct. Ricky Henderson.
Oh, that's
25 consecutive seasons from 1979 to 2003 where the speedster hit at least one home run.
That's a bad miss.
that's
The stolen base king, who would have thought, also has the most consecutive years with at least one long ball. And
see now that you say that, I put my head in my hand. I'm like, why did I not get that?
definitely wasn't an easy one. I'll tell you guys that. Definitely wasn't an easy one.
I'm mad at myself.
Because
you think of guys that played forever, and Ricky Henderson's chief among them with like Pete Rose.
Yes.
You go down that list.
Well,
I'm really mad
the
at myself.
broadcast crews dropped 2 and 4, I believe, across my 6 games so far this season. Towering fly ball left field. Jackson working back, seeing it in the fog and bringing it in for out number 2.
I was going to say, when that ball went up, I looked up and went, wow, it really got foggy here.
Foggy indeed,
Yeah.
as Trammell flies out for the second out of the inning, and Adam Broski steps on in.
And it's worse down the right field area, too. I mean, it's pretty bad in left, but the visibility in right field is getting worse and worse. That's where it's all blowing in from.
That's kind of how wind works, and I think. I'm no Penn State has a good
thank you-
meteorology
thank you,
school.
Jack.
Yeah, I'm not.
Very kind of you.
The Penn State has a good meteorology program. I'm not in it, though. So I think, yeah.
I was curious.
Are you-
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with that analysis, you could be weatherman.
I could be.
Yeah.
I can stand in front of a green screen and talk.
Fly ball right field, heading towards the warehouse and out of play.
And you can't see it on the camera angle, but there's a house in right field where there's people standing on the deck.
Yes, the clubhouse.
Yes, the clubhouse.
as they call
That's
it.
got to be an awesome spot.
I think it's I mean, I've never been up there during the game, but it is quite the view of Cardines Field.
I'll have to send you up there, or Veronica, or someone like
Yes,
that.
yes. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Make it strike 3, excuse me. Connor Jernigan ends the bottom of the 7th, but Newport scratches across one more. They've tacked at least one on offensively in 5 out of their first 7 innings of work. A 7-run lead, 9-2 our score as we head to the 8th. A new man toes the rubber for the Newport Gulls. David McSweeney out of Northeastern, so not too far away in the heart of Boston at a 4.7 ERA this past season and 14 appearances, 11 them out of the bullpen. 30 2/3 total innings of work. Gave up 16 earned runs, 25 strikeouts, 12 walks, 31 total hits, a .258 batting average against. The lengthy left-hander tries to make his way through these final 2 innings as Newport, with a commanding 7-run lead, just tries to put a nice bow on things as the temperature drops just a little bit. We sit in the high 50s, but the wind chill making it feel like just about 49 or so. So
Wonderful.
definitely not an easy game to be out there. We got McSweeney with no arm sleeves as well. He's just, embracing the elements, if you will. A lot of these guys are. I think that's something we're going to notice from a lot of these SEC or down south school kids is it's hard to deal with the cold up here, especially early in the season. We might see them bundle up a little bit more. But McSweeney, a northeastern guy, quite literally.
Absolutely.
You know.
I remember having this conversation with Nolan Urian before the season started, and we were just joking about like how different teams practice and warm up, and there are a few different A10 guys scattered on the NECBL and Vermont as well. And when Providence got hit with 38 inches of snow
Yes.
back in January, they said like the next day they were out like in the weather, just cleared the snow and we're throwing. They're a different breed up here.
Well, this game separated by 7 runs with just 2 innings left to play. And if you're the Mountaineers, obviously still trying to put up a little bit of a fight, but you also got to start shifting your focus to tomorrow, which is Martha's Vineyard. And, well, if you're wondering how Jack Rajinski and the entire squad is going to get out there, look no further than Steamship Authority. Whether you're an island resident planning your summer getaway or just trying to get out there for some NECBL action, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Once again, that's steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Once again, bravo.
It tied quite nicely. Ground ball up the middle. Gandy has it. Throw to first on the run in time. And a quick out, number 1 for David McSweeney, his first in goals uniform, and that center field camera unable to pick up much. A little bit of fog in the way.
I can't even barely see the houses anymore beyond the wall.
I
So
think if you put 2 fingers in front of me, I wouldn't be able to guess. I wouldn't be able to know how many were there.
Brings up Rex Hauser though, so another pinch hitter in this lineup coming in for Kevin Hager. Got its 2-way player, former Vermont Gatorade Player of the Year as well.
I think it adds to the overall aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's what the
absolutely.
kids call it nowadays.
Yeah, the aura, if you will.
Breaking ball misses away. 1 ball, no strikes.
I feel like I'm a sailor, like coming in the sea and the lighthouse in the distance, and I gotta anchor my ship.
And you tip your cap to Adam Broski and J.J. Parsons and Sebastian Collender on the other side, having to catch 90-plus mile-per-hour fastballs on the receiving end behind the plate.
You got to give some love to the outfielders, too.
Yes, the outfielders as well, who also have to deal with the wind. Every fly ball that's circulated across that outfield grass. It's not easy out there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And I want the infielders to feel included, so
Everybody. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
Let's hand out some participation awards.
yeah. You know,
Shout out to the fans that have stuck around.
yep.
Yes.
For them trying to see in the fog. Shout out our camera people, too. They've done a great job tonight, and they have a very difficult job. I've shot in fog like this. It's not easy.
Not fun. Driving in it is a pain as well.
The high beams are going to be on tonight when I'm going over the bridge. I
Oh.
promise you
Pitch
that.
and a big swing and a miss for strike 2.
So final line for McClaskey, 3 full innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 3 Ks. For those keeping track at home.
Rex Hauser digs into the left-handed batter's box. 2-2. Fouled straight back. We'll do it again.
It curved in really late, and Hauser able to get a piece of it. Just the specimen of an athlete he is, and whether it is pitching, whether it is batting, a guy that's built 6'6" and plays for Contact, was a multi-sport athlete in high school. A legend up in Vermont.
Plays both sides of things over at Maine as well. Pitched 11 2/3 innings of work this past season. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. McSweeney looking to retire his 2nd straight. Fastball just below the knees. McSweeney thought he had it. Count goes full.
If you're Hauser and anyone in this lineup that's had a lot of turnover, you just want to get some momentum going, at least carry it into the 2 games you have remaining on the road, because I didn't even realize this either, how much a road trip can take out of you. Staying in the same hotel 2 nights, though, definitely helps.
Fastball right down Broadway, froze him for strike number 3. McSweeney putting the heat right by him for the 2nd out of the inning.
And that was a heater. Foot it with the edges of the corners as well of the strike zone. Froze Hauser. And David McSweeney, from Taylor to McClaskey to now number 27 in white on the mound have not missed a beat.
Alex Benevento steps in. First pitch misses low. No balls, 1 strike.
Benevento, an impressive athlete, 4-year first all-team Fairfield Conference in Connecticut. And as well, he was a first-team Fairfield Conference defensive back in his senior season and was a captain for both the baseball and football teams.
Seeking for his first hit of the ball game, 0 for 2 so far. He did reach once via the walk. Came around to score.
Coming off of that outing against North Shore, his last appearance, where he's 3 for 4 with an RBI and a triple. Kid from New Canaan, Connecticut.
A New England local, if you will, plays his college ball at Brown. Just a 45-minute drive away or so from Newport, Rhode Island, I think. Right, Ethan? I mean, you're better.
Hour, depending on traffic,
I think
there was
everything in
traffic
Newport,
on the way here.
Yeah.
Everything in Newport seems to be less an hour, at most an hour away from each other.
Yeah, no, everything in Rhode Island, you can go end of the state in an hour or less, barring traffic, which in this great state, there's traffic quite often.
Especially in the summertime.
Oh, yes. Everyone getting off the exit for Cape Cod and the islands, driving up here.
3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch from McSweeney just outside. So Benevento reaches base via the free pass. And now Adam Body steps on in.
Got Body, another one that had that double, got that first hit against North Adams, and then established the confidence coming into this game, but they're most likely going to come up just short. And talking with Kevin Smith before this game, he said, regardless of outcome, I'm not going to be upset if it wasn't for a lack of trying. And while the bats have run cold, it's been a Vermont team that has really seen every scenario possible this season well and truly early on.
Fastball pounds the zone for strike 1. McSweeney works ahead. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. A 7-run lead for Newport, so you're not all too worried about Benevento over at first, just trying to work your way out of the inning. Pitch from McSweeney, grounded right side. Jaros has it, takes it to the bag for out number 3. No runs from the Vermont Mountaineers in the top of the 8th, no hits, 1 walk. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th up next on NECBL Plus and Unbeaten Sports. Connor Jernigan heads back out there for his 3rd inning of work. He'll have to deal with the top of the Newport order. Devin Zyrus, Chris Klug, and Cade Brown due up for the Gulls. This one all but over. A 9-2 lead in favor of Newport. They have 8 hits on the evening. A grand slam for the 2nd consecutive night in a row. They have 4 home runs across the last 3 ball games, and they just haven't wasted many opportunities. They've scored in 5 out of the first 7 innings. Looking to make it 6 out of 8. Zyrus, who had the 4-hit game yesterday, is 0 for 3 today. But his last hit at least was ripped right back up the middle. Almost got through for a base hit, but it was a nice play by the shortstop. He's had many nice at-bats, I'll tell you that. Never an easy out.
Absolutely not. It has been a tough grind, but Newport going to end up winning out.
A 4-pitch walk to Zyrus. Newport's leadoff man aboard once again, and now Chris Klug will get another chance. Also 0 for 3 today. The top of the order hasn't exactly done a lot of the heavy lifting for Newport. It's come from the middle and the back half. And Caden Cloud with 3 hits and 4 at-bats. You think Gus Gandy with 2 hits? As Klug pops one, foul territory, moving over towards the fence is Rudisil, and it's out of play.
The top of the lineup hasn't produced today. They haven't gotten on base that much, not much in the way of hits, but they've still put up some really tough fights. They've had some really solid at-bats, fouling off pitch after pitch, getting the full counts. And that takes its toll on a pitcher and a pitching staff, even if they aren't getting on base. So a lot of kudos should be given to the top of this Newport lineup for putting the rest of the lineup in a solid position to succeed.
No balls, 1 strike. Breaking ball misses away from Jernigan. Even with some speed at first in Zyrus, you would have to think with a 7-run lead, Newport's probably just going to play it base to base.
There've been plenty of running today already anyway.
The 1-1 to Klug. Fouled off, was that? I think so. Off the knob of Klug. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Just barely.
Jernigan gets the benefit of the doubt, working inside, picks up a free strike to move the count to 1-2. Pitch. Breaking ball. Excuse me, I guess that was, no, that's strike 3. Okay, Klug stepped out of the box. I thought it was going to be 2-2 for a second. Nonetheless, a strikeout from Jernigan as he sends down Klug looking at the breaking ball.
I think Klug was more aggravated at the call than anything.
And Cade Brown steps in. 0 for 2 today, still looking for his first hit of the 2026 campaign with the Newport Gulls. Was very impressive at the dish last season as this ball is crushed into left field, and it's caught by Matthew Jackson.
How about that?
I mean, we couldn't see that one.
I think he made
all
the
the way
catch.
at the wall. I had to pause for a second. I think he got it. I mean,
Let's see it here.
Cade Brown put almost everything he had into that one, and Jackson makes the leaping grab. This hasn't been an easy game to call, guys. This is truly,
This place is very hard to call at just because like your depth perception is thrown off so much by the towering billboards above you.
So now 2 outs to Ryan Jaros as Jernigan looks to end the bottom of the 8th, possibly the last inning in the field for the Vermont Mountaineers, barring a 7-run 9th.
I mean, Cade Brown got all of that. Off the bat, I thought I had a chance to go. Again, but it's so difficult to tell.
That one gets away, but Zyrus will stay put over at first. The Vermont Mountaineers have used 4 pitchers today. And as we talked about earlier in the inning, you look at the upcoming schedule for the Mountaineers. Tomorrow it's the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, who handed the Gulls a loss earlier this season on Saturday in 5-3 fashion. Then it's the North Shore Navigators, a team that the Mountaineers have already squared off with and came away with a 3-1 victory. And then the Bristol Blues, as they'll return on home to Montpelier Recreational Field. Montpelier, excuse me, lined into left field and threw for a base hit. Ryan Jaros collects 1 more.
And going to this road trip specifically with Newport and Martha's Vineyard, this is a coaching staff. This is a team that is very excited for the challenge ahead with the amount of talent and the amount of momentum that specifically the Gulls and the Sharks are carrying into this part of the season. As much as it is a tall task for a team that finished tied for last in their division last year, very excited at the opportunity to play against some really talented ball players in some really incredible places.
A 2 for 4 day for Ryan Jaros, and Ryan Novak, who's 0 for 2 with 2 walks, digs in. One ball, no strikes. Newport once again pressuring with 2 outs and 2 men aboard. Zyrus at second, Jaros over at first. You have the righty-lefty, Jernigan, pitching to Novak.
Just used his first disengagement.
Breaking ball, misses low and inside. 1 ball, 2 balls, no strikes. Papers are flying.
Yeah, this is the wind. I did not think the wind was going to be this crazy. That was just me being naive.
Yeah, I mean, right on the water, it can
Yeah.
be tough. I should have warned you. That's my fault.
catches the outer third. 2 balls, 1 strike to Novak, who had a 2 home run performance in yesterday's blowout win, and it was by 12 runs yesterday. Newport leads by 7 runs tonight. Novak crushed into the right center field gap, and it's caught on a line by Matthew Minkler. A tremendous job of tracking that one down. And while Newport looks to make it 3 straight, just 3 and a shake away from being done. Here are the goals with a 9-2 lead on NECBL Plus and Unbeaten Sports. Three outs away from Newport's 3rd straight win, 3rd overall win on the young season. A team that started out 0-2-1, now has a chance to climb above that 500 mark, while the Vermont Mountaineers need to score 7 to keep that 2-game win streak alive. They'll have many more chances as they enter this away road trip.
Yeah, season obviously still early. Tall task here. Vermont still looking for their first road win. They were tied with Danbury before the lightning delay and then the suspension to the game at Montpelier Recreation Field when the Westerners come to town the 21st. But still a team that's searching for that explosion, especially on the road, to try to get a comeback effort here. Probably going to come up just short. But for Newport, 25 runs at minimum, or it will be 25 runs in 2 games. Really impressive stuff. The bats have really come to life.
We wondered how they would back up yesterday's 16-run performance, and while we said scoring 16 runs again is a little unrealistic, I think settling for 9, like Coach Coombs said, if you were half as good, we're in really good shape, and well, just over that half mark, scoring 9, and the offense has just continued to look so impressive. They hit hard balls across the entire field. For the Mountaineers, this is the first of a 4 straight game stretch, and for the Gulls, it's their 3rd out of 6 straight game days. So it's important to start hot, especially as the fatigue and tiredness starts to set in on the back half. You want to make sure you rack up your wins early in the week.
And especially for Vermont, who this is out of division teams, at least with the Sharks and the Gulls, and then you also have the fact that these road trips are all coming packed at the early part of the season, where for the rest of the time, no more staying over in hotels. Will be day trips to the other ballparks, whether that is in the division, and a trip out to Valley as well later in July. So this is the grind part of the schedule. Of course, all the games mattered, especially with the new postseason format for the NECBL.
Line drive up the middle. Klug is there and makes the catch for out number 1.
But back to that point is that this is the toughest part of the stretch for the Mountaineers. That after this, as much as all the games matter and as much as you need to be in that top 8 regardless if you don't win the division outright, it's a part of the season where you are establishing momentum, you're establishing chemistry, and it does get a little bit more logistically sound.
And beyond that, it feels like if you can tread water in the brutal, brutal road trips, be around 500, give or take a game, and then you're able to settle in at home, get some of that home cooking, and as you said, day trips even when they're on the road, that can put the team in a really good spot to take advantage. While I don't have Upper Valley's schedule in front of me, these other teams in front of me, but they might have a couple of these longer road trips ahead of them. So that might be a time where the Mountaineers can really pull ahead.
Yeah, it's a sense of being – it's annoying, but also you're grateful at times for what it gives you, where you have this all front-loaded, and now you can really attack the rest of the schedule with the same outlook, not prepping for the, oh, boy, we got a big road trip up ahead.
McSweeney falls behind 2-0. Line drive left side, tailing foul and out of play. We take a quick look around the NECBL. Sanford Mainers with an 8-4 lead over the Upper Valley Nighthawks in the bottom of the 8th. And we'll head out to Ocean State. The Waves trail 6-5 against the Bristol Blues. That one in the bottom of the 7th. The Martha's Vineyard Sharks playing at home in a commanding 9-2 lead as that one's grounded right side. Caden Cloud goes for the sliding stop, comes up empty-handed. The Martha's Vineyard Sharks with a 9-2 lead over the North Adams Steeplecats. And then out in Keene, the North Shore Navigators trail 12-2. The Swamp Bats looking to secure a win in dominant fashion. That one in the top of the 8th. And then from the NECBL to the next greatest league out there, the NBA. The Spurs with 47-25 lead over the Knicks.
Oh, boy.
Victor Wembanyama, alien-like stuff, 13 points on 5 for 7 shooting from the field. Still 10 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first half, so some time for the Nova boys to climb their way back into things. But
I will say, we've seen crazier this season from the Knicks.
Yeah, and you look at the Spurs, they love to get out to those early leads, and then they kind of taper off. Happened against the Thunder, happened in the home games of this NBA Finals, so we'll see. But it's been a really fun basketball to watch so far.
It has been.
The MLB teams that people are fans of around here, the Red Sox, Yankees, and Mets. Well, the Yankees grabbed a 8-4 win over the Guardians.
Okay.
Red Sox not as lucky, Ethan Poole, as a frown fills his face. Grounded right side. Cloud has it. Tossed to second for 1. Throw to first. Double play. Gets past Ryan Jaros. Excuse me. A little too soon. Ryan Jaros unable to come up with the scoop. McSweeney with 2 outs in the inning. That would have been all she wrote. But just past the outstretched glove. And then the Mets currently trail the Cardinals. As I attempt to give you guys a score. I mean, it's no surprise to see the Mets trailing. Shout out Matt Becker, an avid Mets fan.
I've never met this guy, but I've heard his name
He
drop
goes
like
to
10
Penn
times
State
today.
with Jack Roginski. Spent some time with me in the PGCBL with the Amsterdam Mohawks. Fouled straight back.
Mets are
for
trailing
strike
8-2.
8-2 against the St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, he's a big Islanders fan, so there's on the riding the high of Matthew Schaefer, as
Yes.
they all have. As you should.
Yeah, he's so good.
He's fun to watch.
I mean, getting to watch him up close and personal this year was a treat. Matthew Schaefer is a special talent. He's going to win multiple Norris trophies, I think, in his NHL career.
Fastball pounds the middle. No balls, 2 strikes to J.J. Parsons. 1 strike away from their 3rd consecutive win. Newport trying to climb above 500 for the first time this season. Jackson stands at first. McSweeney set, delivers, misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Newport now 3 wins, eyeing down their 3rd straight win. And it's been an impressive rebound during the second week of NECBL action. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McSweeney, the pitch. Just misses low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Parsons wanted to take a hack at that one, but a big league take holds up last second. And deuce is wild. What would you rather see in the top of the 9th? 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. McSweeney set. The pitch home. Fouled straight back. We'll do it again.
Let's keep it going.
We've been 1 pitch away. 4th time being 1 pitch away. And
any more fruit comments before we wrap up?
Favorite apple? Granny Smith?
I'm a big Granny Smith guy.
I can't have raw apples.
Well, I think we're just leaving you out of the conversation.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Towering fly ball into shallow left field. Working on in is Novak. And make it 3 straight for the Gulls. A dominant 9-2 win over the Vermont Mountaineers. And for the first time this season, Newport climbs above 500, improves to 3-2-1 on the young season.
Yeah, great stuff from the Gulls. Again, keeping the offensive showing going. And I think it was, of course, the testament of the Gus Gandy Grand Slam. 4 straight frames for Newport where they scored runs. Vermont, they put 2 on the 5th. That's all they could muster. And they have still 2 more games of this road trip to go. But for Newport, Gulls flying high.
Gulls are flying high indeed. And when you look at our player of the game, it has to be the starting pitcher, Will Taylor, who had 4 innings of work, surrendered no runs on just 1 walk, 1 hit, and 8 strikeouts. A dominant performance for the entirety of the Newport pitching staff as they continue their young, prosperous, good start to the season. 12 total strikeouts as they cross the double-digit threshold once again. And Ethan Poole, I'll go to you. What do you want to see out of Newport now entering the back half of that 6-game stretch with hitting the road tomorrow?
They got to keep the bats going. They have been on fire the last 2 games. You can't expect 16. You can't expect 9 runs for that matter every night, but what you can expect is that same approach, fouling balls off. Some of the great takes, big league takes as you called them, that we saw tonight from Newport.
And we had such a great time on the broadcast. I got to thank Ethan Poole, Jack Radzinski once again for joining us. Our entire media team, I got to thank Tyler, Olivia, Adelina, Veronica, and Michael. Then I got to slide over to broadcast operations, Ethan Poole, along with Carter, Matt Clements, Matt Benny, Joe and Sorka down in the dungeon running graphics, production, and directing. Shout out Tom Lima and Mikey Basile for overseeing everything. PJ Moynihan, the NECBL executive producer. The Newport Gulls soar fly high to a 9-2 win over the Vermont Mountaineers. I'm Harry Tidwell saying thank you for joining us and have a nice night from Guardians Field. Never rest. Freedom is a teacher under pressure, now